Trying to figure out if we're going down to my little brother's new house or like,
Oh, he's not just talking to us, he's talking to whoever he's
Yeah,
talking.
I know.
Gilgamesh, you'll like the music I'm playing on stream right now.
so the guest tell y'all about the platinum bar.
About the what?
The platinum bar.
Oh, I told Apocrypha about it.
I totally forgot what we were talking about.
The fact that I found
Oh,
scrying
focus, yeah.
thing. Yeah, scrying focus.
Oh, Ian, I meant to give you something. I don't know if I said it in character or not. I have some herbs that Goblak picked for me. I don't know if that would be good enough to count as a personal effect of his or whatever for increasing your ability to scry on him.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that we were wanting to scry on him.
By the way, I may be able to make more focuses. I have a background in blacksmithing and kept all collectively give up 100 platinum, and I have some sort of forge available to me. I could make another focus.
Pretty sure the scrying doesn't consume.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't consume it? Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does need to be worth 1,000 gold.
Well, we got 2 5th levels and 1 6th level. Yeah, I know. But I will have to wait after this long rest overnight to swap all my.
Oh yeah, it says
So-
it doesn't consume it.
Concerning this information that Golbeck may be going to Niska, which is one of Gilgamesh's hypotheses, we really need to find out where he is.
Well, from what I shared with you, and I would have shared that other vision I had with you, Apoc, I also did see a vision of a portal still opening here. So, it's either here or Niska. And I have no idea which.
And I hate to say it, but there's, as far as we know, there's no, was it fragments of Magnus and Niska, when there's some here.
But, have you informed them of the few things we've agreed upon?
I was gonna let that, well, I was gonna wait till we were all here before I said, well, I didn't want to go over everything 3 times.
Yeah, I think everyone's. Oh, yeah, I guess we should still wait for Sandman.
No, not for the planning part.
The things we've agreed upon so far, military-wise, is the Starsworn Vanguard should be our anti-dragon squad. They seem to be the most mobile and they're an elite troop. So they seem best equipped to hunt down and take care of the dragon. Second point of agreement is for a vanguard of basically the dwarven vanguard from Anvilmar to come to Estokar, as well as a vanguard of the druids.
You're a druid.
Serious business, Sandman. Gosh.
Damn it. What are you thinking here? And I think point of contention right now is Gilgamesh also wants the Salmar army to come to Estokar as well as the main reinforcements.
Apocrypha argues against this because, being a defensive fleet, our group, they're not well equipped for travel without escort. Plus, we don't know what sunk Harley's ship.
I did learn something else, Apoc, that I did share with you. They are the one area that they're good all around, everywhere, not just defensive, is naval warfare. So they are going to be one of the better equipped navies for dealing with naval threats.
Well, that'll leave with the exception of the army in Vilmar, that I think we're in agreement to have them stay put for the time.
Mm-hmm.
That'll leave that continent relatively unguarded.
You good?
Well, the threat in that continent is currently sieging the Blackstone Legion.
Are you also in agreement in at least getting the message out to attempt to make a portal network safely?
Yes, I am fine with that. I'll pass it on through the White Lotus. So,
inciting that shit.
Give Salmon a type of that shit. Now, basically, I'm passing that on to the White Lotus to have them pass on to King Anvilmar. Are you inciting me?
I mean, we're talking out of character, so no. Yeah, so let's go to the on deck list.
So if you all please refer to the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
Tables.
Hey, can we have planning music?
So if any of you guys have different ideas for about armies or whatever, I'm welcome to hear those. I'm sure Apoc is too. Those are just our own thoughts.
I am welcome to disregard them.
Before we, Barley would suggest to the Druids of the Maloran Circle, now that he knows that there are more people on the way, he would probably suggest to him, oh, okay, we might need more people in Niska now. So it's up to them if they either want to go to Niska to help find...
We do want at least a few druids coming here, mainly because we know the drow are coming.
Yeah.
And there's a storm coming, and Apoc and I both think that the storm's coming so that the drow don't get penalties from...
Yeah, and then I would also say that if
highly recommend Tree Stride
that still want to stay in coming to Estakar, they can do so as they please.
Yeah, highly recommend them use Tree Side. Use that tree teleportation no jutsu.
So do you want me to give you the last week where we left off, or you just guys want to continue where your conversation ended? Because there wasn't much that happened last week, it was mostly planning.
Yeah, and we're still continuing planning.
That's fine.
And opening up probably with...
You take as much time as you need.
There is still one unread sending stone to the order.
Okay, what does it say?
It's on page 2.
Can you send me the link again?
Yes. It's not exactly private, so I can read it out loud if you'd like.
Sure.
Primeval awareness and reports from the inner city confirmed that the drow are the ones responsible for taking dead people down below alive. Oh, I didn't say C. Send Druid Vanguard through Tree Stride spell if possible. It is likely the drow or their allies are using the incoming storm to protect the drow from the sunlight. Travel by sea may be perilous. We don't know what sunk the ship outside of Estakar, and a storm is I repeated the storm approaching Estakar. And I'm asking my sister about possible reinforcements from Valenhearth through or whoever's there, because I really don't remember. I think elves? Dragonborn?
I think elves, question mark?
I did a lot of
It's only my backstory.
I researched a lot, okay? I forgot to research that.
As of right now, no response.
Fair enough.
So I guess before getting to the Musuko thing, something Gilgamesh would have brought up earlier in the... and this is to not just our group, but to the other 3 NPCs that are kind of in the war planning with us. I believe one of us should be elected to take on a position of war leader in all of this. Someone to make rapid decisions without wasting all this time on discussion. I think it's important to be reactive to the enemy at this time, and if we're wasting time trying to figure out what to do, we have disadvantage. My personal support goes to Apocrypha.
I'm assuming I'm drinking something at this, 'cause I'm gonna do a spit take.
Alright. Well, they're not... take a few seconds to consider what you're saying, but the follow-up, at least from Varric, is the only problem that I have with that plan is we are a small contingent of fairly powerful people. We don't speak for nations. We're just organizing things right now, and I doubt very much that kings and queens across the world are going to agree to follow a man who keeps changing his name and his identity every week.
Every week?
Well, based on the reports that I get, you keep becoming somebody else.
I detest that.
You can detest what you like, my friend, but the point is, we can't elect a thing. We don't have power here. We're just organizing forces. Maybe when things are different, maybe when everybody gets together, it's a conversation that can happen, but...
For the time being, though, within the city of Estakon, we should still have one calling the shots for our battle. Even if you're not leading the world.
Yeah, I mean...
This is still a major battle.
This is still too big a target to put on my head, if you don't mind.
He's right in that, at least. It's too big a burden to put on one person, and then second, should he fall in battle, who does it defer to? You can't just keep going down the line of secession. You guys are just going to keep getting killed. My suggestion, keep it loose. Keep everybody responsible for a separate thing. That way the whole, it's not a snake. Or I prefer to be more like a hydra.
Let's just hurry up and make some action.
Yeah, we know, you just want to smash face, but we need to actually have a plan here.
Well, point me in a direction and I'll make a path in that direction.
I don't really want to fight an undead you, so can I wait a few?
I don't die.
Yeah,
that is the fear.
Be undead. That is what we don't want. You dying and coming back.
Actually, you can bring me back with, just so you know, you can bring me back without material components in it. So, that's the, zealot people.
Yeah. Zealots are fucking insane. A bunch of clerics with some zealots would just be the best party, honestly.
Zealot rush. But what is that avatar sentiment?
Oh, from a different campaign that I've been popping my head into every now and again. I play a bard rogue.
Play.
Well, at the very least, can we point to someone who, I suppose, is a tiebreaker in the situation?
As far as what?
Well, we're trying to pick armies to come. We're trying to pick actions to take.
So far, it sounds like the most voted upon decision is getting the Anvil King's forces here.
Well, his vanguard.
His vanguard.
Not his main force.
Well, the vanguard at the very least. That seems to be the main plan right now, but we still need to direct these other people in other directions.
And like I was, I guess you weren't here for this, but, well, like I was saying, we do want the Starsworn Vanguard to, or at least Rusoka's group, to be in charge of taking care of the dragon wherever the fuck it turns up. They seem to be the fastest moving and an elite group that are capable of doing that.
Okay, so I'll say that at this point it would have been arranged that the Anvil King's forces are coming to reinforce you guys, that the Starsworn Vanguard is mobilizing to respond to any reports of where the dragon might be. What about the druids?
We would like some of the druids, maybe with a higher rank or two or something, to tree stride to us a little bit faster and deal with the encroaching storm.
Roll a d4. There are exactly 2 druids who have been to Estakar and can tree stride there. But they are strong.
Alright. I think that would work, and if the rest, I guess, can... I feel like druids have a sense of being able to tell where things are going worst.
Okay. So within the next day, you'll have druids who are prepared, arriving in Estakar.
Okay.
We're kind of hesitant. Well, we're still point of contention is the Salamar City Militia. Like Apocrypha is more, not arguing against it as much after what Gilgamesh told him.
Gilgamesh has been arguing for the Salmar City militia to be our main reinforcements in it.
And what do Gesh and Ian say? Since I know that Jorgen barely has a thought in his head.
Jorgen would just say, "Oh, you know, how long away are these reinforcements? Today? Well, today we can go and do something. So we'll think about that another."
Gesh would probably just say, "Yeah, seems fine," very distractedly.
Ian would try and think of more ways to try and get more information before we make a
And if anyone's wondering, Bart would say, "Oh, I'm just happy with anyone coming, really. Any help would be good."
Literally anything I could get right now would be appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
The forest sprites
Do we
come to your aid.
Do we think that whatever happened to Barley's ship was something the result of the storm?
I don't think we can know that. It's hard to say. I know Barley was walking about with... How many of the 7 sins did you have?
2.
2? Well, you had 2 targets on your back, so anybody who might have been seeking them surely might have been looking for that.
Oh.
Or
So that
could
was
have been a
them.
storm.
They might bug off from the city once they figured out Barley doesn't have.
That's
Or
very
maybe they
helpful.
still think I'm at the bottom of the ocean. That'd be great. That's what I want people
Well,
to think.
I pulled you out of the drink at the last second, so you should be okay for a time being.
Hope they're still searching in vain.
We also need to speak of trying to get back to the Library of Celebrant.
That is true.
If we have the time for it.
If that observatory was real time, we need to know exactly how things have.
We don't know much of anything. We're gonna have to pay years of life to that man. And I'd kind of rather not do that. Again.
Well, we have a few focuses to scry on, which I believe was also in the discussion. We need to know where Goblek is.
Okay.
Well, the scrying won't happen until after a long rest. I am magically drained.
Check.
Who is PSC?
What?
It's a new person in our game.
Oh, that's my girlfriend.
Oh.
That's the other person in the channel as well.
Oh.
You.
She wants to stream if she'd like.
Say what?
She can watch the stream if you'd like.
Oh, she's in both, so it's alright.
Oh, fair enough.
You
Is
said
there-
she was all?
She's the Crimson Witch.
She's in both, is what he said.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else we need to discuss right now, or should we fast forward to conversation with Musu?
Let me look over the thing. Okay, we're advising the Vanguard to advance to reinforce us, and their army to stand by to see if they can get this portal thing up. If not, we don't know where we want to send them. We don't have enough information for that because they're a large force. Just some clarification there. Well, we can figure this out after the Musco discussion, but how long do we want to delay the rescue attempt from the time we acquire the airship?
I reckon that'd be like right away, wouldn't it?
I would agree.
Because like you'd want to get as many as you can out before anything else bad happens, like another dragon shot.
Because once we take the airships, they're gonna know that we're gonna use them.
Yeah, so you have to act fast after that.
I recommend putting ranged people on one and have it basically act as a gunship covering the other as it makes the rescue attempt. And I'll try to divide up as many Featherfall tokens as I have, which I have.
So, what I just typed into chat in Roll20, does that sound like a solid plan for armies?
I would question anybody who would know, because I don't know who would know. Probably either Blackburn or Gilgamesh, or maybe Daenerys, I don't know. But what is the Light Shadow doing? Do we know where they are?
Light Shadow is the Starsworn, right?
No, they're the elite of the Starsworn.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's their vanguard.
That's the group who's responding.
Yeah.
Really? Interesting.
The Starsworn vanguard is Rasoka and his men.
It's not, though. The Rasoka and his men are your household bodyguard.
Yes, they're dropping
Light
off.
Shadow.
Yeah.
They're dropping off my family and acting.
They're two separate groups, though.
Well,
We have that group with an airship, and the other ones are mobilizing to reports.
Okay.
So they have their own airship as well.
What were you trying to say, Ian?
Oh no,
So we've gotten in contact with the Anvilmar, the Light Shadow, Shalimar, the Order of the Forgotten, and I think that's... Oh, and Niska. Well, God help Niska.
Gilgamesh also has contact with the Ravens and the White Lotus, though they aren't providing military support. As well as he's working on contact with Shattersun Isles.
Can Atropos sending, like, if I know the person, like, kind of like a channeling thing? Or telepathic communication?
I'm good. I'm not that good. Depends on who it is. Might have met.
Okay, so is the Gilgamesh's, the Raven guys, are they the Grimbears or the Gravewalkers?
Gilgamesh's guys are the
Not my group.
The Raven
The
Queens.
ones that follow the Raven Queen.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gilgamesh's guys are the what did you say? What were your two options?
Grimbears or Gravewalkers? Because it's the other that I'm looking for.
That's the Grim Bearers. And the Gravewalkers are the group
do know
that
his
you met
name.
in Fawn.
Yeah, because I wrote it down, damn it. Basically Vendetta, but Vindictus? So many Google Docs open for a minute. I'm basically trying to get in contact with him. If I
hey,
can.
at least you're not trying to scroll through your spells while driving into the rain on two.
Okay.
What you heard him called was Vindicta.
Vindicta, that's right. Yeah, I would try to get a hold of him, though, if he is has a head on his shoulders as good as I think he does, he probably already notices things.
As soon as you say Vindicta, Varric kind of turns his head towards you. You've met him then?
Oh yeah, you don't forget somebody like that.
Well, you sure don't, considering I helped co-establish his organization.
Another spit take.
Blah, blah, blah.
His name is Jiren, by the way.
Sorry, it was a very awkward meeting. I almost tried to kill him. Vampire Nest,
His like little bio in your sheet has been updated with his
Nice.
name.
Yeah, I would show him the necklace. Did he give me a necklace, or did No, I don't think he
Give you
did.
a coin.
Give me coin, that's right. I showed him the coin, and I said I kind of fruitlessly went looking for the temple that he mentioned south of the city. I was not very much luck in finding.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking for a while.
And he's Parker was going to open his clawed hand and just stare at the symbol for a second. Yeah.
He was always the religious fanatic of our group. After I helped him establish the organization, we somewhat split ways, but they do good work. I'll see if I can get in touch with them.
And we could certainly use the help. He was calling Vampire Nest when I last met him in the city.
Yeah, he's very angry, just in general. Calculated angry, but angry.
Go back to the...
That'll take me a bit to get in touch, though.
Oh yeah,
all right.
Can Ian Eris make us some holy water? Might need some for the night server.
Well, Ian, you would have the spell Ceremony, right?
He'd have to have it prepped to ritual cast it.
I'd say you could say, if you want to say you prepared it for today, that's fine.
Alright, hold on. Now, where are we right now as of today? Are we after the...
We are.
Okay. So that means I'm down ascending, and you talk about ceremony.
Oh, I wanted to do this before the long rest, because I mean, no new information would make me not want holy water.
Holy water still requires now the spell cast of ceremony. It does require... It's a ritual spell, so he can ritual cast it. But...
if it's a spell, it'll have to be the next... So, I mean, when we wake up and we finish all our sendings and try our scrying before we go to the airship, it'll have to be...
Well, we may be dealing with vampires, because we've already encountered a few weaker ones, and if we want to counter their regeneration, we're going to need some holy water.
Okay, that's fine. I will take something off and put ceremony on.
Actually, how long does holy water last? Like, how long does it stay holy? How long is the freshness?
Permanently?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I would thought.
That
Until use?
Yeah, okay, I have
Until you...
Pretty sure I have a bag of holy water in my inventory. Yeah, two water skins full of holy water. Still there. And a vial. So I should actually be good. Depending on how many arrows I can put per bag of water.
One way to find out.
Make a holy arrow.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Can I make an arrow out of that?
Can I make an arrow out of a bag of water? Okay, I'm putting in my combined box of Minecraft some holy water and some arrows. What happens when I kick?
Wait, repeat that sentence?
He's putting in his Minecraft combined box some holy water and some arrows.
If you want, I'll say that instead of blessing holy water, Ian can bless your arrows.
Well, he has holy water.
I'm saying instead... Wait, no, I'm saying to get... if you have arrows that can deliver a payload, that's fine. Dipping them isn't going to do too much, but Ian could use his casting of ceremony to bless arrows.
Do you feel alright making, using a spell slot for that, Ian? Or would you rather me just use holy water?
He can... I'll say that he can bless... I'll say that he could bless 15 arrows with one casting.
It's not even a spell slot, though. He can ritual cast it.
Right, but it's only going to affect 15 arrows for the day.
Fine with me, it's fine with you.
I mean...
And Sandman did say you could change that slot around if you wanted to right now. So it's up to you if you want to get rid of a current first level slot you have for ceremony.
Yeah, that's fine. like I said, I'm driving in the rain right now, and I don't think I've got it. I don't think I have it typed into my sheet.
Okay.
Are we looking for on a sheet?
Well, adding ceremony to his sheet and then switching out one of his first levels for it in preparation.
Ceremony not in the player's hand.
No.
That's Sanithar's, I believe.
Ah, okay, then yeah, it would not be in the...
Yeah. So.
Lovely.
Oh no, Empire's here.
You'd say that every time.
Are we noticing something bad happening as that's going off?
Nothing seems different.
I run to the window.
Okay.
Who's manning the... Wait, who's manning that? Looking to the spire.
Looking out the window now, you realize that the winter rain has very quickly picked up into snow, and the snow is coming down much faster.
Snow.
Alright, it was a winter storm.
Alright, it is winter.
Get your snow change, boys.
We need those
this is
druids here
happening-
yesterday.
They're gonna be a day away still.
No, not the tree starting one.
The true starting ones are a day away. The rest were several days away.
Shit. We still need those airships.
Yes we do. But this is still happening before Gilgamesh had his conversation with Musuko, so that needs to...
Can we rewind then and have that?
So we still need to fast forward to Musuko's conversation.
That's fine if that's what you'd like to do.
Well, Gilgamesh technically did leave, and then came after our conversation about...
Yeah, by the time Gilgamesh comes back, that snowfall would have become a full blizzard.
In fact, I'm betting Apox and Ian's conversation would have happened while Gilgamesh was gone about the arrows.
I'm not aware of their conversation, so I don't know.
What we
What
just
they
talked
were
about.
just discussing.
I'm assuming I have 15 holy water arrows
Just holy arrows.
with the same
Yeah.
effect. That's why I put it around. Alright.
Yes.
So I guess sometime later, Gilgamesh returns, and like he said in in-character chat, I have someone I'd like you all to meet. This is Mr. Golden-Eyed Eagle Mask, also known as Musuko, also known as, well, my son.
A third spit take.
A lot must have happened in our year away.
He removes the mask, and you don't know what the fuck he's talking about, because the guy standing next to him must be about the same age as him, if not a little older.
Well,
You
when
sure
you can,
about this?
when you can travel between multiple realities, things get funky.
Huh.
So care to elaborate?
Musuko here is my son from a reality where we all died.
So he's not your
yeah,
son then.
Ian's spine just kind of got all cringy.
He's another Gilgamesh's son.
I suppose,
That's
yes.
accurate enough assessment. Nice to meet you all. Again. Alright, well, I need a drink. Anybody want a drink?
Yes, actually, Gesh just pulls a mug out of his bag. Wine, taps it on the table.
And the mug fills with wine.
Yep.
What is going on here?
You jumped
of
into
choice
another
was wrong.
reality without realizing.
You're all very bizarre.
I mean, doesn't he only order beer from that thing?
No, I ordered coffee at one point too, but I poured it out because you ordered it.
Oh no, I ordered a jar of mayo.
I'm not even gonna ask.
You're exactly as I remember you all. Not a lot of variation between realities, but a little bit.
And all the ways realities can go wrong tends to repeat.
Yeah, I'm still kind of wait. Realities?
You know how there's different planes of existence?
I nod.
So we have the positive energy plane, the negative energy plane, the 9 hells, Mount Celestia, all the fun, fancy, happy shit. But we also have different universes, places that are parallel in alignment to this one. And at this point, Atropos is sitting forward, and Apocrypha, you notice him reaching for something inside of his cloak.
Oh, buddy. And I immediately draw my bow.
He has stolen from me many times.
Atropos, if you ever want to see
He is an
that
asshole.
dagger, you should probably not kill him, because it's on a different plane of existence. Plus, you using that dagger also ended an existence before, so I would ask that you be careful with your attempts to do things.
Just kind of stares. Mizuko continues, seemingly unfazed.
So Ian's gonna kind of shuffle behind Atropos with the nail. Doing my best nonchalant whistle and look.
Got it. Everybody's sitting quietly now, kind of paying attention to this newcomer who speaks of wild things that you haven't heard of, and as he continues... So, like the planes, there are places that are here but not here. Worlds where you've made slightly different changes, slightly different choices. I've only touched the timelines where you people are important, because the message, the quest that my father left me before he died was to help you, to find a reality where you didn't lose, and make sure it survived. It's stupid, I guess, but, you know, when you're responsible for trying to save multiple timelines from themselves, it matters. And Gilgamesh, the part where I didn't mention, because I wanted everybody here, is this is pretty much the last time that I can do this. And if I lose here, in this specific reality, that's it. It's just all over. This is... think of a tree. I've been jumping around the branches, but this is the trunk. This reality is the trunk of the tree.
I was afraid of that.
So, if
we aren't fighting a war against Godblack, we are fighting a war against the apocalypse. And not just the apocalypse of our world, the apocalypse of every world.
Pretty much. So, you know, no pressure or anything. And he begins just chugging a bottle of whatever the closest thing was on the table. And as he coughs a little bit, he goes, not the first time I've accidentally drank turpentine, but I'll be okay.
I guess Apocrypha will just grab a small shot next to him and just pours it into a little shot and takes her drinks as well. Given that, well, this was going to be an apocalypse, our deaths, anyways, not much has changed.
Slightly. Like I said, I was trying to maintain these other realities, because if this one fails, there's something that I could do to make it the new trunk, so that basically the tree lives on. If this reality fails, I can't do that anymore. This was the last jump that I could do. I've failed 6 other times before this one, and I can't fail again, otherwise that's it. I don't have the strength to make a new reality. Each time I shift, each time I jump, I lose a little more strength, and if I jump one more time, I'm dead. I was left with a specific set of instructions with rules. You can't fuck with time without something taking notice. And something has taken notice, but that's my problem and my burden to bear. We have to win.
Hearing about past his shoulder.
You don't see anything. Nobody comes in. We have to win here, or that's it. And the information I carry can be helpful, but it's not. It's hard.
I came from a reality where you almost won. Instead of Goblak being the threat, it was a flight of ancient worms. Creatures, dragons, tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years old, wingspans so large they covered mountain chains. That's where I came from, and that's a reality where you won. But you won with the help of Goblak. He was the one who casted the wish that prevented them all from regenerating. This is the first reality that I've faced where Goblak is the enemy. And this is the first reality that I've faced where Goblak is also inhabited by the spirit of a Gravelord. And if you don't know, Gravelords are creatures that are only bent on entropy. They reap everything. They don't just reap life. They reap unlife. They reap the gods. This is this is something that not even I was prepared for, but we have to find a way. The only way that we can do this is with the fragments.
And speaking of those fragments, I'm going to be hunting them.
That's kind of the choice I needed to bring to you here. Now, it's not an easy one, but the longer you wait, the harder those fragments are going to be to find. Jorgen, this is happening at about, at this point, probably 12 o'clock.
Not in the timeline. This would probably
we have an actual time.
This is after the long rest completion. The earliest this can happen is 2:30. Depending on when Ian, AM. Depending on when Ian goes to rest.
So we'll say 2:30.
It's at a night or in the afternoon?
In the AM.
It's AM. It is early. We went to bed early.
Most of you have been mainlining coffee. But,
Jorgen at that would just stand up saying, well, why didn't you say so already? People surely do like your words, but it sounds like to me like we better make this count. We better make this now. It's happening now. I mean,
you misunderstand what I'm trying to get to, and I don't remember you from any of the realities, so that's another thing that I can't account for, but it doesn't matter. This is the reality with the most Fateweavers that I've ever seen. That means that in this reality, there's going to be more fragments than all the other ones that I've encountered so far. The more fragments they are, the greater your chance of losing them. Because like it or not, the Fateweavers are drawn naturally to these fragments. They're cut from the same cloth, for lack of a better term. Only Fateweavers can use them. That being said, the decision, the idea that I bring to you is not an easy one. You're planning now. I say you all should leave. It's not easy, but I think you should let Estakar fall and begin chasing the fragments.
My personal opinion is that I go hunt the fragments. The line at Estakar should still be held, I think, but not by me.
There were 3 in Estakar according to the observatory. I believe that was before the deadly sensor.
Yeah, but we put those in there. We put those in there after we got to Estakar, and we saw that map before we got to Estakar.
Well, we do know from the king that there is a sword and shield in the vault.
What are you going to ask, Gash?
I was just going to ask, what form can these fragments take? Is it limited by anything?
As far as I've seen throughout the realities, no. I've seen them take the shape of weapons, of armor, of items. Shit, last reality that I was in, one of the fragments was a cat.
What the ass? Can they take on living forms?
It's very, very rare that fragments take on a living form, but it is possible.
Wait, did you say cat? Wait.
Yeah, he said a cat.
Yeah, there was a cat in the last reality that I was in.
And how can you tell?
That the item that you hold is a fragment?
Yes.
I'll show you. And from his cloak, he draws a very familiar-looking dagger to you all.
My eyes go to Atropos.
Gilgamesh keeps his eyes on Atropos like crazy.
Atropos gets real fucking twitchy, but he doesn't go for it.
I mean, as soon as I see what it is, I will look at Atropos.
You don't even have to, because everybody in the room is like magnetically drawn to it. You all see it,
and every single one of you has an innate understanding that this is a very powerful artifact. There is no denying it whatsoever, and you know for a fact that one of you could wield it.
It is
How
a great
big is
gift.
it? Is it like a knife or like a sword?
It's about the size of a kitchen knife, a butcher's knife.
And the ability for us to tell which one of us could.
That is dependent. Some of these fragments can be used by anyone. Some of them are simple. Like, see, the problem with me telling you what the fragments that I've seen is that this reality could have something completely different.
Where did you find that fragment?
Wait, is this dagger from this reality?
Yes.
This dagger is from this reality. I sensed it the first time that I arrived here. It called out to me, and I sought it, which makes me believe that it was meant to be held in my hand. I'm willing to part with it, but I don't think it's going to do anyone here any good. It's not particularly potent or powerful, and as Atropos believes, it can be used to create Fateweavers.
So explain,
You mean
how
free
does
people
this
from
help
fate?
us define which item is or isn't?
This is not going to help you find it, but this... did you feel it when I first pulled it out?
Of course. I
That
believe
pull is going to tell you what you see is what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? There won't be any doubt when you finally do encounter one.
Okay, out of character, I'm trying to figure out if my sword is one.
No, it's not.
Okay,
There's
'cause
no
I
other
know it
items
can be
in the
powerful
room on
weapons
any of
and
us.
stuff.
As far as I can feel, and as far as any of you can tell, this is the only fragment that we have in the room. This is Fate Sever, as I'm sure you already know by now. But I don't know what fragments this reality holds. It is the trunk of all realities. It is the... what's the word? Ground zero, I suppose. So this reality's fragments could be incredibly powerful. I don't know. There's answers that even I don't have, despite coming from multiple timelines. But some forms I've seen fragments take: clocks, daggers, gloves, ships even.
Gilgamesh hears that and goes, kind of like a sparkle appears in his eye.
The last reality that I was in, that I saw a ship fragment, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but it could sail among the stars.
Gilgamesh's eyes are really fucking sparkling now.
I believe they called it the Spelljammer, but it was...
I want it.
I don't know if this reality has its own. Regardless, I've been working since I got here to find these fragments just in case we needed it. And I know of 3, for sure, besides this one.
Well, we know of at least, 2, 4 in the city?
No, I know the names of them. And I have leads on where they might be.
Good place to start is ending.
A good place to start as any is here. We need to get these before the enemy does.
If you know the names of them, can they be scribed on?
Not these. These artifacts are hidden for mortal eyes. These are something that must be found.
Well, what are they?
The first one I know about is what's currently in the vaults. That would be the God King's Justice. At this point, Gavin is leaning a lot further forward so that he can actually understand more. It's 2 items in one. It's a sword and a shield, but it's only one fragment. It was crafted in the heart of the volcano here on Astora, and it was forged with the blood of an ancient red dragon during the First Dragon Wars. It's imbued with the magic of the world soul here, and it was wielded by Aragos the Conqueror, the man who founded Estakar, a demigod in his own right, in this reality at least. This sword and shield can only be wielded by somebody with great strength, a spirit of a true warrior. Your soul has to seek justice, and your blood has to carry the heritage of power and royalty.
I think
Gesh
I
is
know
like looking at the floor.
Yeah, Parker's gonna sigh and
all
look
of
in Gesh's
one
direction.
person in our group that has the right to wield that. As Gilgamesh looks at Gesh.
It's worth noting that I encountered this once before in another reality, but by the time I had met it, it was already awakened to its full potential, and I witnessed it cleave a mountain in half. This is not something to be taken lightly. The second item that I know about, that's the Retributor. This was something that came from the first epoch during the Great Dragon Flight. This one is interesting because it wasn't specifically created by the precursors. It was created by a god. And it was dropped here very much by accident when his archangel fell. The Retributor was something that was made by Hor. It is a blade staff, and it is a bow, and it is swords, and it is a great number and many of things. But that's all I know.
Do you know the name of the archangel?
The archangel who fell and dropped it lost to time, I'm afraid.
Why does the name Aston Bromwell come to mind?
Not sure.
Well, if he has it.
And the last one that I know of in this reality, it's incredibly powerful. It's the Key of Agaris. That's a name that rings to most of you.
Wait, say that again, sorry.
The last item he knows about is the Key of Agaris. You guys,
I'm looking for this right now because I know
how about I
that
just show you again?
Was it the key that I was holding that we had fighting the...
Correct.
And we gave to the Anvil King.
Mm-hmm.
And you got, every single one of you guys knew then that it was very special.
It was one of those that we gave it to him, but it was also one of those things like, we're gonna forever lose, relations if we keep...
Right, it wasn't really like it was our choice to keep.
The Key of Agaris, then, is an easier one. I
Suppose you could request that if the king is coming over, they bring it with.
Wait a minute.
can retrieve it and use that to get around a bit better.
At the least, we know that this is one that we probably don't have to worry about as...
They could... What if they use this as a template for making the portal network? That hang in the air.
Well, you said you knew where the other items, where these items all were. I think we all know where two of them are.
And the only reason that I focused on these leads in particular is that I've seen them used to great effect in previous realities. These are the only three I know that have carried over in multiple realities. The God King's Justice is obviously in the vaults beneath the city here. The Key of Agaris, last I heard, was somewhere north in Yoruban, and
We know where that
The
is.
Anvil King has it.
the Retributor, last I heard, was actually here, on Astora, to the south, near the volcano.
The south, near a potential temple of Hor. Gilgamesh says as he eyeballs Apocrypha.
Banging my head against the wall now.
Well, Apoc, I think we have a journey to go on together.
It's worth noting, if you haven't realized it by now, because I'm assuming you haven't because it's broken, there is another fragment in this room.
That wouldn't happen to be a little
Yes,
cute.
I know what. Exactly.
No. And he points at Ian Yaris. The staff you're holding.
Well, shit.
Fourth spit take.
Is a shard of magnet.
Is a shard, but it's been very, very badly broken.
We may also have plans for building a fifth.
You want to build a fifth fragment?
Well, I don't know if it is or isn't. Barley, that sword.
The sword of the old gods. You really think that'd be a fragment?
I have no idea.
Do you have... What do you have? Is it a sword? Is it...
Well, it's plans
We
to
show
make
him the
sword.
plans.
Sword of the old god plan.
I mean, with
He
Drow
rolled-
coming up, we might be dealing with some mind flares, so who knows?
He rolls out the plans on the table, and you guys once again see the Eldritch script, the weapon that required being quenched in mind flares, cerebrospinal fluid. Once again, this incredibly dark weapon. Even the page makes you uncomfortable, and as he touches it and runs his fingers over it, in this reality, this very well may be a fragment. This paper alone isn't, so it's impossible to say, but the steps that it asks you to take... Gods, I caution you, if you need fragments, we'll find them, but dealing with the power of the old gods,
Last resort.
Yes, last resort. You would be trading one darkness for another.
I roll this up and I hand it back to you. Go, last resort.
There is a reality that I came from that almost devoured the others, and that's when the stillborn god came. You need to be careful with these.
Isn't the stillborn god Magnus?
No, I mean the one that was truly stillborn. It died, but it... Have you ever seen an undead god? A planet that just wants to consume. It ate everything. So let's avoid that if we can.
So, we can still make a play for the airport, for the skyport, enact the rescue mission, but instead of us being the ones on it, escorting it, we try to sneak in and steal, oh, not steal, get into the vault before our enemy does, or whoever's down there does. Get people out we can, and immediately turn for the southeast and hit that temple. And hope the line holds here while we're doing all this.
Well,
because that way we procure the airship that is needed for travel.
I think the ex-king here is the only one who's going to know where the vault is
Obviously.
and how to get it.
It's about 3 miles beneath the city. This is Gavin leaning forward now. It's about 3 miles beneath the city. You would have to go through a gauntlet of sorts. I know that they haven't breached the vault, yet I would feel it. All the High Kings can feel when somebody who hasn't been granted the gift has entered their vault. It's a gift, I suppose, but they haven't breached it yet. I can write you a guide on how to get there, but I think my skills are best served here on the front lines.
Fair enough.
You're gonna have to tell us how to get in there because we're gonna need to get
Yes.
these artifacts.
Like I said, I'll write you a guide.
That guide should be written in illegible script, I should think.
I can work this out. There's magic.
I might have...
Well, with a rescue,
Gilgamesh has illusory script as a spell.
the Gilgamesh anti-magic fields. We don't want to risk coming across one of those and then losing all of our guide.
Atropos leans forward, having been quiet for a time. This is quite a bit of new information, and if we're going to need fragments, I am just as prepared as Raven Bitch here. So why don't I begin making moves and seeing if I can't dig up some more.
That's fair. I believe
That
we're
would
still on
mean,
for our
at the
plan.
very least, that I will not be assisting you in the front lines here.
We
I
need a
would be
line of
going.
communication.
Atropos, I'm not staying on the front lines either.
Varric pulls out a sack of coins and he just rolls them across the table. Everybody take one.
I thought he was going to slap me on the head and telepath, but this works as well.
I take it, and is it the exact same as the one I already have?
Slightly different. It's a lot more intricate and feels magical, and basically it is a sending stone network, but like with coins.
Hey, it's cell phones, guys.
With unlimited roaming and data.
I'm going to like lean in close and whisper into it. New phone, who dis?
Because you lean so close, it sounds like new phone, who's this?
Please, never do that
It's
again.
not this, it's dis. Who dis?
Oh, thank you, but
So,
I think
what are you going to be doing?
At the very least right now, Atropos, Musuko, and I are going to be hunting rabbits.
Step 1, where's Gallblack? Is he here?
I
We
don't
didn't
know.
We didn't know where.
He's going to be slippery to find.
Well, surely one of us knows scrying.
Surely you don't think it's going to be that easy.
I mean, I don't need an exact location. We need a whereabouts.
There are plenty of spells to confuse those supposed whereabouts.
Varric leans forward again.
The attempt should
Alarm's
be
been
made.
breached again, god damn it.
Alarm?
Spell that I have up that tells me if somebody comes onto this floor.
Yeah, fuck.
Who is it now?
After a minute or so, you guys can hear footsteps, 2 pairs outside the door, and a very trepidatious. Hello?
Who is it?
If you
Somebody
sign up for-
ordered 2 druids?
Well, you got here fast.
You gonna fucking open the door so we can have this conversation?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
coming.
open the door.
I was
Okay.
preparing to stealth.
You guys, there's a gnome there wearing what looks to be an entire badger pelt. So he just looks like a badger, pretty much. And the second one is a very thin and very wiry elf. Elf looks just kind of eyes sullen, but the gnome seems to be the face of this team here. Yeah, so, nice to meet you all.
Greetings.
Ah, you must be from the Maloran Circle.
Yeah, that'd be me.
I think we called you to disperse the storm. Is that correct, brother?
Yeah, no chance of that happening.
No.
What do you mean?
Why not?
Yeah. Well, this storm's being produced by an archdruid.
Well, fuck.
Can
That's
you
magic
Point,
even I can't fuck with.
well, can you point us in the direction of this archdruid so we can kill them?
Yeah, sure. He's underneath the city.
Lovely.
Yeah,
We're
you got
dealing with
some,
an archdruid drow.
you got some shit on your hands here, my friends. This is a dark storm. There are dark things going on, and the earth here is screaming.
Yeah. Sounds like that.
We tried to awaken some of the trees in the forest as some backup, but they're afraid.
I'm sure we have an army of gung-ho sprites that might be able to.
Yeah, we encountered them. Interesting fellows. They seemed very keen on getting underground. They said they had to serve their Bright Lord.
What? They went underground?
Well, they talked about it. I didn't see them go.
Weren't they terrified of going underground?
Exactly. They were terrified.
Well,
Going down there.
apparently they've been emboldened by some kind of cerulean god. They speak weird languages.
Does the god's name sound like Esh?
I didn't hear the name, they just kept calling him the Great Blue One.
Ah. That makes sense.
Is that strange? Gesh.
We should probably go visit them.
I mean, I think we're really short on time.
That's probably. I don't need my hands.
You just say I don't need your hands? You don't need your hands?
No, I don't need any more lives.
The one thing that I can tell you is we can't stop this storm, but we can contain it. The rate that it's spreading, it's going to freeze the entire continent, but... Well, we got here now. It's going to take pretty much everything out of us, but we can contain it to Estakar only.
That'd be appreciated, right?
So,
At the very least, it would stop the drow from hitting anything else but this city.
that might
Yeah.
kill our only rescue plan.
We can create small pockets of safety, but it's either we create the pockets of safety or we stop the storm.
Well, it sounds to me like we should go kill this archdude and not even know what this white witch is.
I
Red-
think...
Red.
I mean, we're going down there anyway to pick up the sword, aren't we?
Well,
May as well stop by and kill the druid on the way.
Go down to the store, pick up some milk, pick up an artifact, kill the druid. Don't forget the eggs.
Just a
Well,
regular all
then-
day.
If we get this ball rolling and we go underground the second the rescue plan mission starts, we'll have time because the distractions will be buying us time. But we start going after this druid and making a lot of noise, we might be drawing them all onto us.
Do you gentlemen need me here now, or is this plans that you can make by yourself? And this is Atropos speak.
well, where are you planning on going?
I am going to start... I had some interesting leads in Gadrion. I will start in the south.
Would you rather have someone come with you to help?
I think with this kind of thing, the more ground we cover, the better.
Alright, fair enough.
We should each be seeking a different fragment.
Then I shall try to head for, well, King Anvilmar first, and then the Shadowstone Isle. My gut tells me that...
Misuko chimes in. I don't recommend going it alone. I don't recommend you stray from your friends. It's either they all come or none of you go. That's my suggestion.
I agree, Gilgamesh.
Didn't you say something along the lines of we need to stick together or else bad things happen?
I mean, that was out of character.
Oh, was it? My bad. Oops.
That sounds like something you'd say.
Zoop.
I do see your point. But... I think Atropos also has a point. We
So
need to
smash and
cover
grab.
ground.
Atropos does have a point, but Atropos is more prepared than you, so, you know.
So, can you take us to the outer map? Like, or do you have an outer map where it shows a continent of the store?
I never uploaded that. It's only in the Discord.
It's in the Discord.
I'll see if I can find it and link it.
Drop
I
from
have
there.
all of them. But...
I think it's in player resource.
Yeah,
There
player
you go.
resources.
Yeah.
There's
Kinda-
the overall
there's the-
map.
It is in player
there's the store.
resources.
There's kind of where Estakar is. And here's kind of where the volcano is.
Estakar is the star right next to Dragon Maw Bay.
I'm drawing.
Where's
I'm
the
literally
volcano?
drawing the map right now.
The
right by
volcano
Mike.
is the thing that has the smoke coming off of it.
Yeah,
Look to the right of Estakar.
Is that south? That's east of us, not
You got-
south.
look at the roll 20 thing. I'm drawing it.
I know.
So,
I'm looking at the actual map.
plan. Somehow,
I believe we should all go with you, Gilgamesh. Once we've finished our duties here in the city.
if we're gonna go after any other fragment, we should go after the one that's closest.
That's why I say after
Well,
the duties we have in the city.
I should say, in Shadow Sun, I'm not exactly alone.
I
A
prefer
couple
you
of
stay
you
with us.
already have found out, but I do have a guild. my own guild.
Fifth spit take.
Ian, you've been there!
Oh, yes. Sorry. I was trying to act surprised.
Yes, I kind of started a bit of a spy and sneaky bullshit guild called the Ravens. Maybe you've heard of them. I don't know.
A little on the nose, don't you think?
Well, of course. I'm always on the nose.
Alright, so looks like you guys are going to have this in hand. I bid you adieu. And with that, Atropos.
What?
After he leaves, just say good luck. Probably
So-
gonna need it.
Honestly, are the other druids going to be getting here in a day, or is it just these two that are here?
Are you asking them?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we were the closest that could tree stride, and we were the only other ones that have been to Estacar before to know. That being said, you could probably see reinforcements soon, because we're going to need a number of druids if we're hoping to stop this.
Well, honestly, I'm kind of for creating a safe path for the airships to get the people out that we can and give us an avenue to get to the volcano rather quickly. And then have the reinforcement druids help contain the storm that's going to be slightly beyond Estacar.
It might be troublesome at that point.
Might be.
I think we should halt the ability of the Dark Elves to get outside of Estacar.
Wait, we're dealing with Dark Elves?
Yep.
Drow, yes.
Here as well?
What do you mean here as well?
You haven't... And he kind of looks to
No.
his friend. Yeah, I mean... Whole city of Kiln.
Sick.
Well, we know what
I
happens
look
there
across at
now.
Ian, yes.
Not even there anymore. It's fucking... We don't even know what they did. We just found some corpses.
What they're going to do here, we need to go underground now. They're going to swallow the whole damn city.
No, he's implying that, like, the city was still there. They fucking pummeled it. And the only way that they knew who did it was that there were some Dark Elf corpses.
Okay.
They didn't even have a city guard. There was just a fresh revolt. It was commoners. Just commoners running the city.
We thought they were legends, but the legends were true, and their cruelty was as the story said. I'm sorry to say. There is no more Kiln.
A city to be rebuilt another day.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen here if we don't start moving and making decisions, folks. Am I holding back the storm, or am I giving you guys a path?
We're going to need that path. This is part of this vote.
Gavin, at
vote-
this point, stands up, starts putting on heavy winter clothes. I have my men. I will go to them. We will begin hitting harder from the walls.
We need to find this druid and take him out. Cut the head off the snake.
I'm here for the defense of Estacar. I can't go chasing the druid.
We're speaking to the people who are going in, sir. Not. I understand what your position.
He nods to you, and I have the coin. Let me know if you need anything. And he heads for the door.
I personally think we should contain the storm, but as it is right now, I'm not at full fighting capacity, neither is Ian. We can't take care of the druid right now. We get the sword, or we run the mission to rescue people with the airships.
Didn't we just have a long rest, or did you use a lot of...
I used a lot of
communication?
sendings.
I used one. And if we're not going to do the scrying, I'm only 1/3 level.
Barkfest still wants to.
I do still want to do
Wizard
this
or
right.
Warlock, Gilgamesh.
He only has first level warlock spell.
I have my first level warlocks. Basically what I'm down is all of my 3rd levels. I'm down 2 of my 3/4 levels. so I'm down 5 spell slots, and they're not low-level spells.
And to be clear,
Alyssa, who's been sitting quietly in the room for a bit with Barley at her side, sits up a little bit. I know these fragments are important, so... Barley, want to take a trip somewhere a little warmer?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, anything to get away from that the spellbinder guy.
Veritas. So,
Veritas.
if you guys are alright with it, I'm gonna take Barley and I'm gonna head to the Scarab Tower in the Monsadesh.
Dude, be careful there. They have had alarms going off.
That's half of what I want to investigate, but they have an incredibly extensive library, especially on the occult. Maybe I can dig up something.
Or y'all could go to a different library.
I don't know how to get to the library that you keep speaking of.
Yeah,
I have a
not
coin
go back
from
to
the
that
place.
library.
Well, didn't you say you sold years of your life? Because I've already had like a really fucking shitty week, and selling more years of my life is like,
I mean,
not the top of my list.
yeah, there was that. And that's why I think maybe if we go, we should go together.
I mean, didn't somebody tell me this guy was like a archangel of Ioun?
Yes.
Atropos told me he was a fallen archangel of Ioun.
So they barter Ioun as goddess of knowledge. So he might also barter for information he doesn't have.
I mean, maybe. How are you going to give knowledge to something that knows a lot of things?
I shrug. I'm just saying it's an alternative to years of your life. Just
Well, one thing he might not know about is that there are many realities, and if this one dies, there's no more library for him in any of them.
saying. Oh yeah, you're in it like the rest
It
of
might work. Might work.
So,
might
so
work.
we're kind of focusing a lot on plans of what's happening after the immediate problem. So how about we focus on the immediate?
Well, she's
Well, I
about
can't
to
assist. Right, I can't assist with the immediate
her, right.
problem.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to leave, why not send her and Barley to go do some recon at the
Hey, we could also,
So
I
you
could also
want me
show
to-
you Miska if you want on the way. Or after.
Or there is one other person who might be better equipped to actually go to that library. If you're willing, Musuka.
Well, I can't say I've ever been to the Great Library at Calibrim before, so, yeah, I'll do it, fuck it.
I mean, I think you're probably the one who's best equipped to barter for all sorts of knowledge with him.
Yeah, part of the deal and all that, sure.
Gilgamesh will flip the coin to him.
And as soon as he catches it, he's gone.
Wait. We wanted to tell them about the observatory.
They'll
I'm
figure
sure
it
he'll
out,
figure
don't
it
you
out.
worry.
Gilgamesh has already mentioned his map. And
Yeah,
where
they've
we got it
talked before, yeah. So that
Okay.
leaves Alyssa and Barley and Varric, but Varric is just taking in the scenery here.
Wait a minute, who just went to the library?
from.
Masuko.
Zuko.
Oh,
So Alyssa and Barley are still present. So you guys good with me going to good old sandy Damansadesh? Beautiful beaches and oases.
What about a
Endless
possibility?
beaches,
Possible
always,
idea here.
always you can see.
You two could help with the rescue mission, and if things go south, you teleport to where you need to go. But in the meantime, you might, help us with one of the airships.
Specifically what?
Well, we're gonna have one of the airships act as cover for the other. As part of our plan. Like, I propose a plan. So far, nobody's agreed or.
I can create a fairly sizable distraction for you if you like.
That'd be nice.
So before I leave, I'll make a nice big distraction for you.
And time it for when the airships start moving.
Alright, then I'll stay here and wait.
Barley will pick up one of the coins and ask, "Oh, what's the sort of range on these things?"
I imagine pretty far.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, it covers the entire planet and the ethereal plane.
Alright, Barley will take one of those then.
Alright.
So,
How many were there?
he passes
Enough
on
for everybody.
Okay.
So, current plan, stop me if I'm stuffing it ahead of anybody. Hit the skyport, secure 2 airships, and modification to the plan, we get people on them to, well, whoever we can, maybe even Varric, if he's not doing anything. And they proceed to hit, I'm going to mark, we'll go with, no, red's already. Go yellow. They go here. Hall of the Magistrate. Rescuing who they can while the other ship provides covering fire.
There's so many fucking squiggles on this map.
Yeah, this is I'm the yellow.
Just many iterations of plan.
And
meanwhile,
we infiltrate the bottom, and so we got distraction going on from Barley's sister, the distraction of the rescue plan, and in the meanwhile, we're heading to the vault to secure the artifact and maybe kill the druid if we happen to spot them.
Also in disguise with those outfits that the spellbinders offered.
You guys will probably need that more than I will.
Well, I won't need it at all. I can disguise myself perfectly fine. But
So, is that plan acceptable?
Well,
Acceptable to who?
where is
everybody
the
who's
primary
listening.
entrance to? I mean, I would like to know where the primary entrance to the vault is, or any entrance to the vault is.
Well, last you checked, Gavin is writing the directions down for you.
Probably going to guess somewhere in the spire. We'll teleport down. So it might behoove us to go with the rescue mission to the Platinum Vigil, and then while it's rescuing people from the spire, we hop onto the spire and work our way down. Because I'm willing to bet we'd have to teleport from the spire, like through their teleportation little grid.
I thought that was the plan, but alright. That seems to be the best. Because Gesh wants to both be in the group that goes into the spire while also helping the Platinum Vigil.
Because that way we'll get some reinforcements from whoever we can rescue, and we'll get everybody out of the city that we possibly can to better contain it. And, well, like I said, it'll cause enough of a distraction so we can move in and...
I'm only worried of one thing. We're going to be burnt out by the time we finish rescuing the Platinum Vigil.
Well, that's another thing, because I did want Ian to do a scrying for me.
Hold back in your
before we left.
Hold back in your strong shit until we know that we need to use it.
Most of my strong shit's already out of the way.
I mean, guess I'm Eldritch blasting you.
I suppose.
One that takes that more than, well, nothing.
I can take care of all of one big thing. And I can teleport us once.
Hold on to that, and anything else you might be able to use against a druid. Anything else is just getting Eldritch Blast.
Varric turns from the window and turns to you guys, walks over, takes off the handkerchief around his neck and slides it across the table to anybody who wants to grab it.
I'll curiously pick it up and look at it.
What is this?
Okay, as you pick it up, it begins unraveling quickly.
Okay. I'd make a move to drop. Like
that's my purse. No, that's my personal portable hole. It's yours for the time being, at least. I would like it back. They're kind of a bitch to come by, but it's gonna do you more good than me right now.
Is there anything in it we should be aware of?
About
I just imagine there's food in there.
4 barrels of black powder, 3 pounds of high explosive, about 1,000 rounds of ammunition,
You might need some of the ammo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And a cannon.
A cannon.
So a fucking bomb, and a cannon in a portable hole.
Yeah, typically. I like to live dangerously.
Well,
Strap to your face.
You're free to empty it out. I was thinking about handing out the resources amongst the guard.
That and use I think you'd be best positioned to be on one of these airships providing cover.
Well, that's why I'm coming with you in a small extent. I would be best on the airship. I'm best from high ground, but I'm not following you directly. I'm providing you covering fire because there's some scouting that still needs to be done and intelligence that needs to be gathered. Right. I can take out and create distractions along the way, keep people off your back for a time, but it's probably best if I'm not directly with you.
About that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I do have a spell I can cast. It's something I've been holding on to.
What's that?
And it's a scroll of project image, and I might be able to scout with that, but, well, time is accelerating so fast, I don't think we're going to have the time to use it properly. I can basically scout from safety anywhere in the city, as long as the image doesn't get damaged.
It might be better served in the hands of an...
It's also true, actually. And I put the spell scroll on the table.
At this point, Alyssa walks forward. She goes, wait, I do have something that I could do. And you watch as she takes out what looks like diamond dust from one of her satchels and kind of just pocket sands you in the face, Apocrypha. And she dumps it over Varric's head. And she's like, anybody else here that likes to be sneaky?
Damn. Look at these scrolls. What the...
Anybody at all?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Give it to our least sneakiest people. We're gonna need it.
I was gonna say.
We're gonna need it.
Well, it's not gonna help.
Even if I'm not good at it?
No, it's better suited for people who are typically sneaky because I am gonna prevent you from being seen by divination magic.
I wouldn't mind that myself then.
Okay, so Varric, Apocrypha, and Gilgamesh, all of them have non-detection cast on them.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Yeah.
As she's casting that, I'm also going to cast a couple spells. I cast Raise Telepathic Bond on everyone present.
We already have the coins. Do we really need the telepathic bond?
Well, the coins you still have to speak. The telepathic bond.
It's true. Is it really worth spending another spell?
It's a ritual.
Okay, alright.
So, just for clarification for Gilgamesh and Apocrypha, you can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through any magical scrying sensors.
So, after that was casted on me?
Yes. So, for example, if you turn invisible and a creature has see invisibility, they still won't be able to see you because of non-detection.
Nice.
It counters all divination magic that is relies on sight.
Well, while all these spellcasts are going off, I would ask not Gilgamesh, Ian, if he would do the scrying for me.
This is why I'm bringing this up now. This is a very low-level spell that counters some very high-level shit. So, if Goblak is here, he'd be very dumb not to have this on him.
From what I understand, it is not for Goblak.
I'm just saying, don't go wasting a scrying on Goblin.
I'm like, wait. Then who?
His mother.
Gesh almost looked side-eyed towards Gilgamesh. Yes, it's from my mother. I can't just let her go on being out there.
What if she's
You know how
dead?
dangerous this city is. Well, then the scrying will tell me that, and I'll have to move on. But I can't stand not knowing.
I'm willing to do it. I'd rather have his head in our fight than...
Very well.
Can somebody... Perfect, thank you.
Well. Even if what he says is true or not about Goblike, it's not going to change our current mission, so I don't mind.
Okay, so Ian, you're beginning the 10-minute cast of Scrying?
Yep.
Alright.
I guess while he's doing this...
So this is... So the save is going to be even easier because you only have second-hand knowledge of the target. Unless, Gesh, for some reason, you have a part of your mother's body. Whether that be a lock of hair, a fingernail, do you have a picture?
No, I
we
don't have a picture.
We technically have half of her. It is Gash.
Has his love.
Doesn't count.
Or is it your adoptive mother?
One sec. I'm, like, hard lagging at the moment. I'm just going to quickly read.
So I guess Apocrypha would be going out to find the High King to see if he can spare any troops that have knowledge of how to operate airships and are good at rescuing, and inform him that we need crew for the airships. And exactly what the mission will entail.
Now, is it his biological mother?
No.
Okay, that should be better.
Okay, so let me just check something.
Do you not have a picture or anything?
No, I don't have anything on me. All I can give you is her name. It's Miriam. Also, I'm still ridiculously laggy. I can't hear anything.
Okay, just double check something behind the screen. So you spend the next 10 minutes polishing that bar of platinum that Gesh gave to you, and as you polish it and create a cleaner, clearer surface, you begin looking into it, looking deeper.
You realize Gesh isn't here, right?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, there's connection issues. I mean, it'll be in the recording, so you can come back and listen.
Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear now. Sorry, my internet's been so bad this past week. I have no.
It's alright. So you begin looking deeper and deeper, but as you look, you're not really seeing anything else except your own reflection. And you try harder and harder, and you don't see anything. Then you go ahead and you turn and look to Gesh to tell him, and you are falling quickly out of the sky, rapidly racing towards the earth, and then you slow. You're over a continent. Like, you can see a lot of land, and in further. And as you were racing closer, you think you saw a volcano out of the edge of your vision, and a little further, and you can see a city from above. Looks like a massive city built along crossroads, maybe, up on hills. A little further, you can see a blizzard raging somewhere behind you, but your focus isn't there. Your focus is much further north and closer and closer. And you are racing towards this window, and you pass right through it. And you see a strong-looking woman. She's got a warm smile on her face. She's currently tending to what looks to be some sick. She looks sad, but okay otherwise. And you can hear her speaking. Can't believe how many sick are coming in lately. And then with that, you're pulled back.
Yeah, she's just like... Did you see anything? Please.
She's to the north. She's past the crossroads.
Past the crossroads? Where?
More like at the crossroads.
Oh, at the crossroads, just north of it? Okay.
Okay, wait, let me open the map quickly.
Ah, see, I already opened the map.
Yeah, it's pretty much in the middle.
How did it look?
She said there was a lot of dead coming in. A lot of
No, that's not what she said.
A lot of dead coming. Cash would freak out. No.
A lot of sick coming in lately.
I would lose my shit.
No.
So she's not in the city. Thank God. But those sick coming in can't be good news. At least she's not.
Could be coincidence,
That's all I
because
needed to know.
the inner city was
Also-
closed.
We also know that this isn't contained to just this city. There's been things going on everywhere. But still, it does put my mind at ease a bit. I thought she was here in the city somewhere, and that's not something I could handle.
So at the very least, she's out of your father's reach, for lack of a better term. I don't know what you call that
We
player
don't know
evidence.
how far his reach is, but it seems she's alright.
Are you planning on
That's all I
scrying
need.
on anything else during this sitting?
I will also denote the vision of me falling and the blizzard and how massive.
That was a standard scrying thing. He just threw you for a loop.
Yeah,
Like red herring, do you like it didn't work?
he said it. I saw it. Any more scrying? I've got one left.
I think you should hold on that spell for something else. We're probably gonna need it.
Okay, well then
Well,
I will sit
Actually,
back down.
wait. Goblik may be safe, but what about the Revenant? It'd be good to know where it's at.
Again, if Goblak is shielded, it is probably shielded.
Well,
Guess
I-
what is a bit you saying it.
I have a suggestion, if nothing else.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to scry on a creature.
Yeah, you can pop a location too.
So if
Yeah,
you
it's a
know
much
where
shorter
these
range.
creatures might be, you can technically look potentially in that area. But if you don't want to take a risk and guess, why don't you scry on somewhere you actually know you're going to go?
Like underground.
I was
Like-
Spire.
Like
Oh.
the Skyport. You guys have seen it before, so it should be nice and easy to take a look there.
well. Let me
Didn't
try
we-
this first.
Get a message from them? They said that they were
if we're
alright
gonna-
for now.
If we're gonna look on something, also we could. Well, we don't know enough about the druid to look for it. Get a
Well,
location.
Let me do this first. And Ian starts pulling out little trinkets and baubles and little dice kind of things and sits down and begins ritual casting, and he says out aloud, is our plan to take the Skyport, is it a good plan?
This old classic. Let me just double check something.
That was ritual casted. So it'll take 11.
So yeah, I guess. Did you hear what? Oh, he's.
You also all have the usual daily water breathing that Gilgamesh always ritual casts. So, in case we find ourselves underwater, you're fine.
Off all the
Okay,
smells
so
really fast.
basically all it does is it gives you an omen depending on your question.
Yep.
Okay, and your question was what?
Question was
Rescue mission.
rescue. Well, right now it is the mission to retake the Skyport and to get a hold.
What do you use for this? Like, what are your presentory pieces? Do you use dice? Do you use cards? What do you use?
Little baubles and like a few dice atop. Inlaid stick is in there somewhere. Just kind of a menagerie.
You roll the dice, you flip the carved stick, you spin the top, and in the way that they go, the stick shows nothing but terror. The dice reveal good fortunes, and the top shows pretty much nothing. So the answer you get is wheel and woe.
Could go good, could go bad.
Yep, good or bad.
Better than woe.
We're gonna be famous someday.
I love how, when Apocrypha types that, it actually has the correct and I'm still using Fenrir.
Any other ritual casts or spells that you'd like to cast?
Nope. As I said, I cast.
This is not the spell that I was expecting you to cast, by the way, Ian.
Were you expecting me to...
What'd you say? You broke up there.
I said, were you expecting me to commune?
Yes.
I think I've given that up for...
What? You lost faith in your god?
No, I know she's a little busy.
Doesn't mean nobody will answer the phone.
That means I will have to, mess with my spell list. Oh, and it is a ritual. Okay.
Are you guys deciding to attack today, or are you going to rest again?
Gesh is ready to go
considering
today.
how the earth is screaming and anti-magic fields are popping up in places, and we don't know how much longer the people in those three places can hold out because we can't get any intel on them. That website name, holy shit.
A variable. Why does the great ape have a shitty fake Asian accent? A variable on fatefuck.com.
And the ape is stupid.
So, saying all Asian people are stupid, huh?
That's the opposite of the stereotype.
Oh god, no, the spiritual
what's the plan, Stans?
So
we attack the skyport.
Yep, we're attacking the skyport, then we go undercover. I think what I've interpreted is we go undercover while the skyport people take the airship to the Platinum Vigil, and we use that as distraction to make a beeline for the enemy,
Yeah, we need to figure out if we can insert from the spire. So what does Blackburn say? Like, where do we insert to get to the vault?
One way into the underground, the main way that he used was through the spire.
Teleportation network?
There is a teleportation network inside, yes.
So as we're getting the spire out, we move in disguise and make our way to the vault. And I guess we go from there.
It's Jeffrey.
And,
sorry.
And the rescue mission goes on as planned and secures the airships out of danger. And hopefully we can find the droid. If not,
sounds like you're recapping something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I'm going over the plan. Things don't always go according to plan.
So you guys are heading out the door right this second.
Well, we want to get the instructions on
the
how
runner.
to get into the vault.
Runner does eventually arrive with instructions in hand.
And
I want to go over those.
Okay, so the way the High King lays it out is you would have to go into the spire. There is a secret, almost like a teleportation rune in his personal chambers. You have to get there, you have to activate the rune, and it will take you down to the sub-level that you would need to go.
So we're headed
From there, there are more directions listed. I could explain them, but it doesn't matter until you get there. Reading the list, though, it doesn't seem anything crazy. It's just that the final step is, say to the Sphinx, Shambhala.
after it asks a question, you don't say the answer first.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's an old trick. Answer my riddle if you wish to. Shambhala! Kills us.
If you wish to die was what I was gonna say. Alright, we ready to go?
Yeah, so that's the plan. I did try, before, while all this ritual business is going on, talk to Blackburn about getting enough men to pilot the ships and help with the rescue attempt.
These men are not ship drivers in any sense of the word.
We have someone on the inside who can pilot one of the ships.
That's one. Oh, that'll probably be the escort ship. We're gonna need somebody to fly the rescue ship. Or either or, I don't care which is which.
Yeah.
It's a problem that needs to be sorted.
I believe Riker Thorne's Dauntless Phoenix is probably more capable at combat than the other ship will be. So we need to decide which ship we want to go.
Well, we're
ships
going
are flying
on
together.
No. We are going on the rescue ship because that's the ship that's going to be docking with the Spire. The other ship will be flying above it, providing cover.
Yep, let's get the ships first then.
Yep, so the plan is to head along the wall and then drop down when we get near to the sky.
I mean, there's a gate right there.
I mean, Gilgamesh is already disguising himself to look like a spell. He just pops.
Guess we'll take one of them as well. Guess we'll just take one of the disguises that was given to us. Can't hurt.
Alright.
So,
Pogba pulls his hood up and says, "This will serve me better."
He knows your fucking hood, dude.
Yeah, but if he doesn't see my hood, he won't know it.
I mean, those have hoods too.
Varric just kind of slowly rubs the bridge of his nose.
It's like, I don't think I can wear two cloaks.
let's just get going.
Let's go.
I'd rather wear the cloak that gives me advantage on stealth. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, let's do this. I'll be watching from above.
And the companions. Good planning session.
Good night, everybody. No, I'm kidding.
So
We got a little
so
more to go.
So we took everything out of the portable hole to get to Varric?
I'll say that if you guys would take an hour, you could distribute it to some runners amongst the guard to spread some stuff out.
I kept the cannon and any ammo for the can.
I knew you would.
Fair. I'm not going to object to it. I'm just going to, because I'm holding on to the portable hole.
I would have. Jesus.
It's your trump card. It's like, we're losing. Pull the cannon out of the handkerchief.
Well, in my actual campaign, I do have a portable hole, and there's currently a cannon in it. So I figured, hey, let's just say what's in my portable hole. I just left out like the several bodies that are actually in the hole because that would just be creepy.
This is the same portable hole you took to hell?
Yes. All right. All right. So, looking at this map here, that you guys have drawn all the fuck over on, you can take the main. There's a main path to get there, like a main thoroughfare, or you could take side streets. Which would you prefer? Or would you like to walk across the wall and descend down towards the skyport?
I thought that was the plan there, but...
Bakra could probably reach it from the wall with a combination of his spider climbing boots and his grappling hook.
I mean, I know you're just rampage through the streets killing things.
Well, no.
So I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, wait.
Only one problem arises at this point if you're walking along the walls. The blizzard is intense and it is buffeting you. Their guards are having to hunker down, but in exchange, nothing is currently moving towards the walls in a meaningful way, just a few stragglers here and there. You risk getting blown off the wall if you stay on the wall.
Can I run up the side of the wall?
Well, I'll turn into a putter.
The only person who... Actually, no, you can't, because everything is currently coated in a thick sheet of snow and ice.
Oh, if my
And the
spider
boots don't
climbing
stick
boots...
to those surfaces.
Shit.
Do not stick to those surfaces.
Alright.
Guess we
You
take
can
the
you
low
can
way.
risk the wall if you'd like, or you can go down and not be risk getting blown off the wall.
I would
but-
suggest take side streets
Yes.
from the main gate.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't want the end of my story to be, and I fell to my death when a blizzard blew me off of a wall.
Twas a noble end. All right, so you guys find a safe place to descend in a little bit of a lull of the blizzard, which doesn't last too long. But you guys are brought down. You get down to the ground safely, as safe as can be. The city is dark. The visibility is not great due to the storm and the shadow of the massive storm cloud overhead. Apocrypha, you want to stealth ahead?
Not too far ahead.
Okay, and you're taking the side street, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Before everybody goes, I would love to stress heavily the fact that I only have one Revivify left.
Oh yeah, pass without trace on the entire.
Sure.
Yeah, Gilgamesh is.
Don't they have to remain within 30 feet?
No, they just have to
Actually,
be within range of the cast.
It's just the cat.
For disguise self, instead of looking like one of the spellbinders, I'm gonna make myself look pure white and disappear into the snow.
It's not that we're looking like spellbinders; it's that we're using their civilian garb to look like civilian.
No,
We're just trying to not look like us.
Well,
we're just trying to not
I'm
look like
basically instead making myself pure
Let me
white.
specify. You're in the full spellbinder outfit, like the mask, the cloak, all of that shit.
Oh, okay. I thought we were getting like
Because there are spellbinders still embedded in the city and on the wall, so you guys would blend in. That was the point.
Oh, okay.
So we
I
don't
didn't
look
know
like
they were wearing
the
that.
Fate Weavers. And Apocrypha's goal is basically not be seen at all.
Apocrypha disappears from reality, so I don't think Apocrypha has to worry about it with a 41.
So if I use my disguise self for to basically be the color white, pure white, like the snow, I'm guessing I'd disappear pretty well too.
Well, you got a natural 20, so yeah, you're fine. Pretty much everybody except fucking Gesh. But that's still plus 10. As a group, you guys are pretty okay.
Yeah, Boreal is white,
Gilgamesh
so
is
Apocrypha,
kind of
creeping forward by how far?
We'll say about 90 feet, because that's the amount I can dash fully in a turn. Maybe 120.
Okay, creeping ahead by 90 feet, you quickly lose sight of the group. Would you like to continue?
I'll wait till I can see them again, then proceed. Kind of
Okay.
like leapfrogging.
From the area in the back alleys that you're at, go ahead and make a perception check. Storm raging as it is, it's very difficult to see what's going on ahead of you, but you do see figures moving in the darkness and the blinding snow about 60 feet ahead of you.
Would I know much about Drow to see how well they can take these temperatures?
Nope, not really. Drow were mostly a mystery until today, pretty much.
As we're walking along, you're gonna like raise your head and sort of sniff the air to see if I can get any scent
okay.
other than death.
Jorgen even stealthing in that, see his stealth thing.
Jorgen's kind of in his element here, but with the wind whipping as hard as it is, any scent that you could possibly pick up is being blown away.
Smells like snow.
Smells like water.
I wait to see if the group ahead of us passes, or if they just linger.
It's about 2 or 3 figures that linger and just stand there for a few. And then you watch as they kind of walk away with this weird gait further into the snow. At this point, the rest of the group has caught up with you.
I'm about to say, since we have the telepathic bond, I'll pass on what I saw, and then I'll move ahead again.
Do they sound like dead or these elves?
Yeah,
Sounds
we
like
can
undead
all
by their
talk freely without making noise between each other.
Yes.
That's what I think too.
I'm whispering in my head. It sounds like their gate. I mean, it looks like their gate is undead. Why am I whispering in my voice, you wonder? ASMR.
Are you going
ASMR
forward by...
Thing.
Are you chasing the figures into the snow, or are you going 90 feet in another direction?
I'm hoping to bypass them and make it to the skyport.
Okay. Are you kind of just like following along the wall, kind of?
I'd imagine sort of like giving them a wide berth while trying not to detract from my direction.
Got it. Okay. Going forward by another 90 feet, you lose the group again. At this point now you realize that it's probably about 50 feet of visibility before you lose like total sight. 30 feet gives you a general idea of what's ahead of you. And as you hit that 50 point mark ahead of you, once again, more figures.
I simply say more figures, 50 feet ahead.
Go ahead and make another stealth check.
35.
35. Yeah, so the figures lull for a few seconds. Once again, move further. Group catches up with you again.
Alright, I'm gonna start leaving my mark. Can I, like, is the mark on my hand, like, if I push it into the snow, does it leave an imprint?
It will, but it'll quickly blow away because the snow is still coming down, the winds are still blowing. If you have... can you cast any spells?
Mold.
Can you cast cantrips?
That's Mold Earth.
That is...
So you don't have prestidigitation?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Gilgamesh, as he sees you do that with your hand, he holds out his magic chalk to you, appearing out of the snow from nowhere.
Alright, what does this charm do?
It's never-ending chalk that can write in the air itself.
You could also think about where you're going, so that we know what.
Oh yeah, I'll just vocalize how far I am ahead of them and what direction. As long as they move exactly where I tell them to. Let's go with that.
Alright. As you progress forward once again, you come to a kind of a dead end with the buildings. You have to turn left, and you have to turn right. I'm assuming you're marking which ways you're going with the chalk?
No, this time I'm telling them exactly where I'm moving.
Got it.
Did they?
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you turn the last corner, you go face first into a wall of just pure darkness.
I quietly back out of it.
Okay, you back up and the light somewhat returns.
Possible drow. Oh, I don't know that. Player me knows that.
The darkness suddenly moves a little closer to you.
Possible.
You think it's a drow? It's probably drow.
Something darkness is moving towards me.
A little bit closer.
Gilgamesh picks up his pace.
I back out of the way.
Yeah.
I back out of the way.
Okay.
Gesh gates everyone.
You back out of the way,
Stop.
and as the darkness rounds the corner, it completely dissipates.
Anything still there?
Go ahead and make a perception check. You don't see anything, it's just this goddamn storm.
I don't like this. There being this much activity near the airport, skyport.
Let's push on. Come on.
Yeah.
The group catches up with you again. You push forward again?
Yep.
Alright, another 90 feet. This time you're coming... It doesn't look like there's a way to approach the skyport without starting to get into some more main streets. Do you take the risk, or do you try to fight through some really cluttered side alleys?
I point that out to the group and see what they think.
Might be
Still
hard
think we should
getting
stay to the
more
side
out
out.
here.
Yeah, fair point. Do we have other people following us, don't we?
You know Varric is somewhere around.
Okay.
So I guess the crew that was going to back us up we're going to have to pick them up before we make the rescue attempt.
Well, yeah, it's just
They're still waiting for your call on the coin to make a distraction.
Right. We're gonna blow that party horn when the rescue mission starts, I think.
Okay.
Alright.
So you're continuing through the side alleys for now?
I think Gesh and Gilgamesh said something.
I said I was unable to get Vorel through the really cramped side alley. How close are we to the skyport at this?
You're not really sure. You can't even see the spire, let alone the skyport. So it's hard to tell. But you know vaguely that you're heading in the right direction.
Barkva would know. Like generally.
Hold on.
Part of his hour feet.
Nope, I did not prepare.
Like, how long have we been traveling?
At this point, but for about 15 minutes.
I wish I could retcon a spell.
To do what?
Hold I gotta see exactly what it did.
But between Outlander and Natural Explorer, I can't be lost unless it's magical. And I would know based on where we started and based on where we're going. About
This is a magical storm.
I know that.
Do you carry forward in the direction that you're confident in?
Yes.
Never mind. That's not ritual. I wouldn't do it.
All right. Carrying on through the alleys, becoming more windy the closer you get to the wherever it is that you're going. You're kind of ducking, weaving, trying to find a way, and once again you see figures ahead of you. Go ahead and make another stealth check.
As we're going along, Gilgamesh is just going to ritual cast that to himself. Naming the skyport.
Seems to be in the direction that you're moving, that's where it's pointing. Okay. Figures don't see you. Move on, as far as you're aware. Back at the other group, who's about 90 feet behind Apocrypha, go ahead and make stealth checks.
Advantage because of my disguise self? Or...
advantage for you, straight for everybody else.
I'm just so good at rolling today.
So
aren't
the
I?
+1 from
Plus 10.
Tracy. Being +10, yeah.
+1 0.
You guys, as you're walking, the snow is coming down, but you watch as 2 or 3 large clumps of snow fall down from the roof next to you. You guys kind of jerk to a stop, stand still, look up. Hard to see anything, but maybe something's on the roof.
I'll think to Apocrypha that things could be on the roof.
I'll turn around. Were you compromised?
Roofs.
Are you compromised? Did they see you?
No idea. They might be stalking us.
Well, we got no choice but to move forward.
It's pretty much.
So, Apocrypha, are you waiting for the rest of the group to catch up?
Within the 50-foot range, and then once they spot me, I'm going to move on.
Okay. You do so, you move forward, and once again you see a dead end coming up ahead. It looks like your only direction to go is right.
Big funnel to down at this point.
Did you just cut out, Tim?
No. One second.
Okay.
It's only you right now, Apocrypha.
Lovely. So I can only turn right.
You can only go this way.
I inform them of my movement. And I am slowly moving forward and waiting for them to...
Okay.
I'm halting.
Okay, you're holding until they catch up with you again, or waiting to the 50-foot mark?
I spot something, which I don't know if I can see around that corner.
You can kind of see it, yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's standing there.
Yep.
So you're waiting until they catch up with you completely?
I'm gonna scoot forward, see if they see anything else. And I'm gonna hold position here.
Getting a little closer now, what you make out is details, and details show that looks to be a mostly rotted skeleton. Whatever meat was still hanging on the bones is now frozen into a frostbitten state. Its jaw is half hanging on, still being held on by bits of sinew, as it kind of just stares with these crystal blue eyes through a window, and every now and again just kind of bumps its head against the window.
I kind of glance over at the window. Do I see any window on my end?
Not the angle that you're at, no.
I may have to take out one by myself. I'm ahead of you on the right, about 60 feet. I think.
Wait for me, I can help.
I'll wait, and I'll just hold an attack action.
Okay, so
Standard
you're
arrow.
waiting for the whole group to catch up.
Yes. Not taking any chances. And this is the time in the horror movie where somebody's cell phone goes off.
Birdsong suddenly
That's my
appears
balls.
behind you, making this noise.
Birdsong appears behind you, playing Running in the 90s from his mouth, somehow.
I kind of need to see that.
And you watch as the skeleton kind of turns its head to look at you, Apocrypha, and stares at you for a few seconds, and turns his head back towards the window. Thump. Thump.
I draw the arrow back.
Thump. You hear the window crack on that one.
I am
You gonna do something, Gilgamesh?
You watch as it leans back further.
told the deading with...
Wham! Puts its whole head through the window.
Well, I was told the deading with...
Okay, so you're gonna toll the dead it as it's putting its head through the window?
Yeah, I'm fine letting
with,
loose.
but I'm changing the damage to, cold.
Okay.
The sucker solid.
So, what is it? What save is it?
Ah, shit. Pop, right. I gotta fix something.
I think it's Wisdom? Con? What is it?
It is Wisdom, I'm pretty sure. It's not rocking.
Damn, 28 damage. That's
Well,
insane.
that's mine.
So as it puts its whole head through the window, you watch as the ice that's kind of clinging to its body suddenly expands. The icicles that are kind of hanging from it begin pushing and ripping whatever remaining sinew is holding it together, and the skeleton just kind of falls into this really macabre statue.
Okay, I'm gonna restep. Actually, that's with advantage. So 42.
Okay.
I'm also re-stealthing.
Another one down the alley.
Do you want us all to restealth? Or...
Only those that did action.
No, we.
Oh,
Here,
no, yeah, those...
There's another skeleton, again, same story, with flesh somewhat hanging off of it, but this time it seems to have both hands either
Gilgamesh, stop.
wrapped or frozen around the doorknob in front of it, and it's just shaking back and forth slowly, trying to wrench open the door.
Gilgamesh on 3. We're gonna time our attacks. Mine's gonna be a sharpshooter. Ready?
As you guys begin talking with the telepathic message, the skeleton slowly turns its head to look in your direction, and then once again looks back. Okay, that's a super miss. So the spray goes launching down the street somewhere into the darkness.
You better save, though.
You're making it a strength save?
No, it shouldn't be a strength. I don't know why it's fucking doing that. It should be a wisdom.
I mean, yeah, he is destroyed instantly.
Now I'm looking in
Not
this
very
window.
smart.
Oh yeah, re-stealthing.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Looking through the frosted window, and now with the crack in it, it's a little harder to see, but you squint really hard against the window, and you can make out what looks to be some kind of shadow cowering under a bed somewhere inside the room.
I figured out the issue.
Somebody's still alive in there.
Gilgamesh is going to step in, and he's going to change his disguise self to look like a normal human. A second, he's like carefully
Don't let them
inside,
scream. I whisper. Yeah, I'm in telepathic. Like,
and like very, like, I'm here to help. The skeleton is dead.
You're coming inside the building.
I do step in, yeah.
So there's no door at this angle, it's only the window.
Well, the window was shattered, right?
Broke its head through it, the rest of the window still kind of remains.
Just a skeleton hanging off a window.
Okay, then I'm gonna like whisper that through the hole in the window now.
When Jorgen walks past you, sort of pulls the skeleton out of the window and just chucks it on the ground in disgust.
I'm holding another attack action because for what's down the alley.
I'm gonna get Voreal to watch.
I look down the
eyes.
alley and I suddenly go, oh shit, we have 2 skeletons, 2 ghouls down the alley.
That's 3.
4. I count 4.
I count. No, 2 skeletons, 3 ghouls.
Oh shit. Well, we'll have to deal with that.
Let's try and do it quietly.
Gilgamesh again looks to the window and sees if the thing inside has responded to his... Basically, I'm here to help.
Wait, what was that? Just
You watch as a armored figure appears in that cluster of undead and is looking directly in your direction.
guys, I think we might have been spotted.
Revenant.
Every single undead in the alley turns and looks in your direction. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Alright.
Dun 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 dun.
Hey, here's something I haven't done in a while.
Hey! Hey, I'm not going last. I'm not cognate anymore.
I reprise my title as worst initiative.
It's always the clerics. They always suck at initiative. I'm gonna make a cleric. I'm gonna make his sole purpose to always win the initiative.
I have him 1 level into Ranger. He gets advantage on initiative.
I'm gonna give him alert. I'm gonna give him a level of Ranger.
What is this music from, anyway?
Warcraft?
What's the question?
What is
The music, what is it from?
Warhammer Vermintide.
That's where it seems familiar.
That is the theme of the Vermintide.
Can I lose
So,
my first attack since I had them held? Or
Still rolling initiative, sorry.
Gesh heard that, but he doesn't see anything, so... Where did that sound come from? Down this direction here?
you would
Down
see
the
where Mark
alley,
Foe,
yes.
yeah, is pointing his bow. He'd probably let loose his first attacks against the thing that screamed.
Now everything rolled initiative.
Oh,
Fuck a bone naga. Not one of those again.
You held an action, Apocrypha?
yeah.
So you can go ahead and loose your attack. Single attack. And what was that aimed at? The thing that screamed?
Yep. And sneak attack.
Okay.
Actually, that would be with advantage.
Why do you get sneak attack on this?
Oh. Okay, yeah, we'll hold off that.
Okay. So it's only the first attack because it's a held action.
Right.
And this is... So we'll use that 24 when your turn comes around.
Fair.
So the 12, the 29 does hit, and the arrow soars true, striking it in the chest piece, but it brings up its sword and just chunk, cuts the arrow shaft as you watch as the rest of the arrow kind of just sinks in. Okay, Gilgamesh, you're up.
Alright. Let's cast Grease. So, there's the spell description. 10-foot square. I think I'll pop it in this square here.
Before we continue, we'll say there's about shin-deep snow. It's kind of weird situation for Grease. You know what? I'm gonna say the Grease turns into an ice patch.
Alright.
Frozen grease.
Extra slippery.
Why did my lubricant freeze? How am I supposed to use this 55-gallon barrel of lube now?
Slip and slide. They're going to get to us faster.
So go ahead. You can draw your square.
Oh, I accidentally just closed out of my.
Actually, I'm gonna do it. The wit
can use the
do a
square
double
shape.
save.
You can use the square shape. Okay.
It's drawn.
I'm sorry. What did you just call the creature? A wit?
The wit.
Yeah, it's a wit.
It's a white.
It's a wit.
That is a white.
White is spelled like
W-I-G-H-T. White.
that is white.
That's the color white.
Wit.
Sophia, how do you pronounce that word?
It's white. It's actually white.
Haha, now we know your girlfriend's name.
Hi, Sophia.
Witch. Hi.
It's
Fine.
Now we can guess right.
It is
What?
It's white.
It is white. I'm pretty sure it's white.
Thank you, Gesh.
It is white.
Gesh, you live in this encounter. Woo! Alright, so that and the white need to make 6.
God damn it. I looked it up on Google. Damn it.
The white saves, I believe, yes?
Yes, I believe it is DC.
So you watch as the frozen patch of grease kind of appears at the feet, but it is steadfast and standing still. The other one fucking falls down.
But if it moves,
Okay,
it
that's your
also
turn.
that is my action. I probably can't bonus action anything, so yes. I will step forward some.
Okay. Is that it?
That is it.
Okay. So the white is up.
That is difficult terrain. And if it moves, if anything moves in that terrain, it has to make the save again.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move. Don't worry about it.
He just has to, keep screaming and call the rest of the undead horde on.
It is gonna... Yeah. Uh, 15 and a 21 towards you, Gilgamesh.
15 misses, 21 will shield.
Okay, so as the arrow, first one kind of goes overhead, the second one crashes into this magical barrier, splintering as it does so, but the white stands firm. Doesn't move. Ghoul's turn.
I hate to say it, but you skipped your special one's turn. Or is he the one that fired at you?
That was the one that did the arrows.
Okay. I thought it was another one.
Nope. So the ghouls are going to start moving in. And you watch in horror as they notice the ice patch, but they're not bothered by it. Some of them go across the wall, some of them walk straight across it, but you look at their hands and their toes, and they're all have claws in it specifically meant for climbing and handling difficult terrain like this.
Spooky.
And they begin moving up. And as they begin rushing the alley, foaming at the mouth slightly. The foam freezes over, but they are coming quickly. Apocrypha, please cast Conjure Volley.
Oh, I'm not wasting a third level spell.
You're missing out.
I mean, this is probably one of the best times for something like that.
Is a negative. But I am going to sidestep Gilgamesh and say, try to telepathically say to the group, try to use whatever quiet means you can to dispatch. And we'll fire off.
I used grease.
First, it's going to be standard attack. Actually, going to make a sharpshooter.
I'll say the storm is pretty loud. Which is how you guys have gotten as far as you have so far.
So, sharpshooter in the lead.
Okay.
16 hit.
You said sharpshooter.
Yeah, no, that's already applied.
That's with sharpshooter applied?
Yes, because my normal is plus 12.
Okay, so that hits. So 19? Okay.
Breaker to his friend. I'm gonna make that sharpshooter. You.
Not a hit. So the first one, you launch 2 arrows at once. The first one somewhat ricocheting off the second one, but the ricochet put it off kilter slightly and it kind of glances off its skin. The other one strikes true and hits the creature right in the jugular notch, but it's still standing.
Alright, and then the same one, the initial target. This time, regular.
Hit.
13.
Damn near splitting the first arrow. It punctures directly next to it, but not enough to get the kill.
Alright, and
gurgling quite a bit, and the blood is freezing as it's coming out of its throat.
Is there anything I can take cover behind?
There's some shit scattered about the alley. Yeah, you could get half cover.
Me.
Yeah, you can get surrounded. So yeah, well, I guess I'm looking at the walls, seeing if I can climb up them.
You're gonna have a hard time.
I'm gonna position myself over here on top of these crates.
Alright. The skeleton in the back gets up. This one turns and looks at you. So that's an 18 towards Gilgamesh, and a 10 doesn't matter.
Yeah, neither of those hit.
Okay, kink kink, nothing happens. But they're kind of wobbling a little bit as they stand. Gesh.
Well, he's just going to stride forward, and you marked out where your grease starts, right?
You can see it.
Okay, I'm
You'll
just
see it.
then, yeah. Okay, that's a lot of things. Many things.
A lot of things.
All right, I can't quite see, but is this the white right there?
It appears to be, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna breath weapon at an angle to hopefully hit everything, like that. Or I won't hit that one, but hopefully to hit all of these.
I'll say that your breath weapon could hit every single one of them.
Wait, let me check the
30-foot line,
range.
Let's just say it funnels up. I mean, it funnels up between the buildings.
5 by 30-foot line, yeah.
So you want to specifically hit him, or you want to hit everything?
I mean, it hits everything along that line, but yes, I'm aiming for him.
Alright, so what's the save? Dex?
Yes, it's a dex.
We'll say it affects 4 of the ghoul.
Okay.
Okay, not a single one of the ghouls saves. We'll do 1 skeleton and...
Okay.
So not a single one of these fucking things saves. Because they're goddamn useless. And you just... and unleash that torrent of lightning energy from your mouth, splitting the snow, and the silence. Well, not the silence, but the rage of the storm as you cleave through these things with a beam of lightning. Let's see, 15?
14. Yeah.
Sorry, just give me a second to adjust the health values.
And bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay, that's fine. You do that. The lightning tearing a beam through these creatures, ripping like straight up holes through them, but they're still standing. Except that one in the front who you fucking vaporized.
Okay.
You're gonna smash.
Gash, move your cursor again for the ruler.
Gash, you're up.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm up? You mean Jorgen?
I mean, not Gash, Jorgen.
So I guess they all died before they had their turn. Yeah, I'll move up into this spot next to Gilgamesh and just heft my axe into the one in front.
Okay.
Just the first one, 22.
Just the first one. Yeah, 22, goddammit.
So that's 16 plus 1 cold damage to the guy that I just hit.
Alright. Fucking cleaves into him real good, but not dead. He's a fresh one.
Alright, then I'll pull it out and then just do another swing side swipe to the face.
Alright.
See how that goes. 11.
Second one comes in, but it ducks out of the way and is beginning to leap up and charge into your belly.
Can't just die now, can't you? And,
as you swing that, you kind of shook, and you feel it get stuck. The blade has gotten lodged into the wood of the building next.
That was a long. No, it's wrong.
Deja vu. I swear this is the exact moment that happened before.
Yep. And
that's your turn?
That's me. That's my turn.
Okay,
Voriel would question, basically saying, do you want me to come help? But Gesh would tell him, no. Keep watching our backs, we don't need anything keep sneaking up on us. So he's gonna basically just stay exactly where he is with a ready to action anything that comes close to us.
Okay.
You know, any undead or anything like that.
Dropping down from the roof above.
That's his turn.
You're going to go ahead and attack immediately because he noticed them coming at the last possible second. But they still get the advantage on the attacks. As they drop down. Attack 29 is definite hit. Takes a decent chunk out of the first one, but they're still coming. Unlike the other spawn that you fought before, these ones seem wilder.
Okay. Ooh.
So he takes 17 slashing damage in total as they begin tearing into him. You watch as one of them kind of gets their claws underneath his scales and rips about 4 of them off in one go. He roars out in pain, but he's had worse.
Yep.
You hear Gilgamesh telepathically says to everyone, I can take care of that.
Okay. Bone Naga's turn as it slithers up through the snow, suddenly appearing back. It is gonna... let's see.
The Bone Naga slips
Oh,
on
that's the
grease.
one. I keep thinking that it's a long thing, but it's just a coil. Yeah, no, there it is.
Okay. It swivels its head, kind of rocking it back and forth in this hypnotic motion, looking at you, Jorgen, and as its eyes flash, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, this again.
17.
You save!
Good.
You feel your body lock up before you push past it. Okay, that's its turn. Ian.
Oh, I'll...
You are up, yes.
No. I will move upwards to this place.
Cash would tell you to stay behind him.
But I want to do max effect.
But I wanna.
My max attack.
He's turning the undead.
Yeah,
Yep.
I knew it. And I can just imagine going, "Be gone, thought!"
No,
Disappeared.
queen.
Yeah.
So they still make a saving throw against it, or no?
They do.
Then make a
Save
saving
Fail,
throw.
and they're less CR2 or less. They're dead.
So what is the save on these?
15.
15? Okay. It's a wisdom save or constitution save?
Pop your turn undead.
Pull up
feature.
the turn undead. I think it's.
I have it as well, I can tell you.
Wisdom saving.
Got it.
Yeah, wisdom.
Save or die, save or be turned.
Yep, it's either save or die if they're under 2. Or 2 and under.
Got 1.
Link established. Mic on.
Yeah. Oh no, it's
That's CR2.
CR2.
It says in the title. Well, that's
Nice.
One ghoul made it.
if you're in range of the vampires, that counts for them too.
I'm in range of everything up to the bone.
The vampires are behind you.
Oh, behind me? No, just 30.
What's your save? What's your spell
15.
save?
15.
15. Okay.
The wit noggin to save too, or be turned.
Wait, there's 2 bone naga?
Accident rolled it twice.
And any unforeseen things up on the roof.
Within 30 feet.
Right, within 30 feet.
So, did a lot of work. Naga's running.
So as Ian brandishes his staff and holds it in front of him, these creatures look upon it, and as the light, just a simple flash of light, they just falling into ash, blowing quickly away into the wind. Some of them, at least.
Don't go making this too easy, priest.
Alright, bonus action. Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. Gilgamesh.
Alright, turning my attention to the wits. I'm brandishing Raven Talon. You're going to smack one over the head. Green Flame Blading as well.
Okay. 24 is a hit.
So he takes 7. That's not doing good things right. It should. One of those should also have my modifier. The first one should also have my modifier, and that, so it should have an additional plus.
Give me the
5.
final number.
So this one takes 13 fire. This one takes 12 fire plus 7 blunt. So
Okay, both together take a nice chunk of damage as you see the fire catches much easier on these things, and they begin to scream and hiss, nothing intelligible.
all right. Oh, that'd be my turn.
White's turn. He's going to continue what he's... No, he is not. What's the rules with grease if he tries to step out of it?
If it counts as difficult terrain. Here, let me proc it again.
So if you start your turn in there, or
End your turn.
or end your turn,
Oh,
end your
he
turn,
ended his
or
last turn in it, so he does have to make a save for that. As does that skeleton. So I guess the skeleton basically failed. Already.
skeleton's the most dexterous son of a bitch alive.
Did he fall when I initially casted it though, so he's already still prone unless he got up?
No, you got up last turn. Alright, so he manages to maintain. The white, however, is going to fall down, slip, get up, and begin walking.
He walks out that way, he's gonna need to make another save. Unless he goes where the Naga is.
That does not seem to be correct. It says when the creature enters the area or ends its turn there. It's not doing either.
Oh, I guess you're right.
It started its turn in the area, so he just walks out. The ghoul is going to start clambering over the ashes and bodies of its fallen brethren and go for E. A 19 and a 7.
Misses.
The 19 misses?
Yep.
Yeah, he put
All right.
Shield of Faith on himself.
You watch as he
Yeah.
tries to scratch through and hit you, but the Shield of Faith burns its claws and it recoils with a... That is its turn, Apocrypha.
Hearing the commotion behind me, I'm going to whip around and sing the vampires.
You just want to use your new arrows.
Well, I don't know if they're worth it. That's the problem. For now, I'm just going to use regular arrows.
Gilgamesh should say, I've got this.
Yeah, but... Oh.
I'm pretty sure we have the other end, so...
I'm gonna help out both ends. So, first arrow is going to go towards this one.
If I'm correct, the Naga is turned, so let's let it turn.
It's a hit.
Sneak attack.
For 4.
Because,
That's a regular arrow?
Yep.
Okay.
And Horde Breaker immediately off that to the set one next to it. And calling a sharpshooter shot on the closest enemy in this direction, which would be this guy.
That'd be the
That's the ghoul.
Oh, the ghoul. I didn't even see him. Well, he's a harder shot. Oh, it doesn't matter. I have sharpshooter.
You have sharpshooter.
So I'm gonna aim for the ghoul.
Definite hit. And is enough to put it down. And you watch as it crumples to the ground with an arrow sticking out of its brain.
I know that I can't stealth for what can see me that here, but I'm going to stealth for what may turn the corner and not be able to see me. Does that work?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
This thing is going to start its turn in it. Falls down, gets back up.
Wait, it's for ending its turn, not starting its turn.
Oh yeah, true. Anyway, he's gonna shoot in, miss, and move. Because they're cannon fodder. Kesh.
Okay. Just trying to think if there's a way to get through this grease without making the deck save. I mean, yeah, it's true. I can jump 20 feet.
Can I release a spell?
Isn't that right,
anytime
Sandman? Oh, you can. Okay, well, I would run by then.
Oh, there's still the skeleton there, don't forget.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna run by, hit him. I'm not gonna hit him with one attack.
The snow kind of slows you down and you slip and you swing and go wide. The sword, go ahead and make a strength saving throw. The sword almost comes out of your grasp and goes soaring into the house, but you manage to hold on to it at the last possible.
Damn this snow. Go for another attack. Hopefully I don't.
Soft and fluffy and gets everywhere.
Ugh.
14 is a hit.
Okay, good.
Like small puppy dogs.
And you cleave it in half.
Yeah, I was expecting to just run past it and keep going, but...
So
then I would shout to Gilgamesh. Yeah.
You would not shout.
And
you would telepathically think.
Yeah,
yes, I would telepathically ask him politely and run up to the white just so that it has a harder time getting.
Got it. Jorgen.
Alright,
Jorgen, kill a wit.
So the Naga's...
Or
huh?
Naga.
Well, it's sort of running away, though, isn't it?
Naga's up, but it looks like it's about to run away.
Can the DM cast Modify Memory on Gilgamesh to make him say it correctly?
It's alright.
But I will...
His character just losing a minute of life each time he said.
I will step over here so I can start wailing on this Wyatt.
I know who's getting the fucking...
Oh wait, I've got to pull that axe up.
No, he called it Wyatt.
Go ahead, just make a strength check.
Yeah.
It's enough, you rip it out of the house.
Alright. Grit my teeth. Good. Just die already. Fuck. Hit him twice with that.
Barley if he was mad.
Hit.
And it's 16.
And that is a kill. How do you want to do this?
Just walk up to him and sort of do a quick, give him a big uppercut smack with the back of the blade, and then swing across and decapitate it. You know, sort of expose the neck. Don't turn your back. Or expose your neck. And yep, now then just the Naga and the vampires are alive.
As soon as the white falls, so did the rest.
We learned something today.
Including the vampires?
Shit.
Including the vampires.
Okay.
We found their commanders.
I'll jiggle my axe in the body of the Wyatt. So you just have to kill the commander, and then there's days.
as you jiggle the axe in the body, it's still lodged in what remains of the central nervous system, so you watch as it begins to twitch.
Gilgamesh is gonna immediately relay this information via Roy's telepathic bond to the king and up that he cast this on as well.
Got it. Taking care of it.
Burn it all to the ground. Burn all the body.
Okay. So you sacred flame all the bodies. And they're burning in the snow in a holy blue light. It's a very interesting sight to behold.
Everybody, re-stealth.
So Gilgamesh, were you still addressing that figure in the house?
Yes, I'm gonna go back to doing that.
Holy shit!
Well done.
So, Apocrypha, for but a moment, your eyes go dark. And as you open them, you see yourself sitting in front of some kind of weird device with what looks to be some kind of keyboard. You have faded out of existence entirely, if but for a moment, and returned back. You don't know how you got there.
Stealthing out of the game.
You stealthed so hard, you left the game. The world forgets about you for but a minute. Alright, everybody's pretty good. What are you saying?
There someone that I just know I hate so much. Who is he again?
What do you mean? Oh. So you're going back to the window?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you saying?
I'm human, I'm alive, I'm here to help.
The instance resets and everybody comes back to life and rolling it.
Yep, because you left the dungeon and you went back in, so everything has to be redone, so I know, but that's how the grind is. No. So you say that to the figure, and quietly crawling out is a very frigid looking child. The windows have been smashed of this house, so nothing but freezing cold air has been blowing in for at least the past half a day. There's no fire inside, you see no other life inside, and the tips of this kid's fingers are black.
Gilgamesh is gonna create, gonna use something to, he'll light a torch.
I'll I have that little flail sensor that I'll light up and kind of.
Okay. The child moves closer and very skittishly holds his hands out to the sensor. It almost looks like he wants to touch it just to feel something again besides the cold, but he just remains close.
I'm gonna also shape water and dry him off in case there's any.
Okay, so kind of just pulling the moisture out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It works to a small extent at the very least. You just have to be very careful not to start drawing the moisture out of his skin. So you start pulling it out of his clothes at the very least.
I don't think I could do that. I feel like that'd be an OP.
You can, Bloodbender. No, you're just being careful with the process. Waterbenders get stronger with the full moon.
Anyone have an extra cloak?
Let me check.
You're gonna just pull off the fate or spellbinder's cloak and chuck it on the kid. And say, come on, we need to keep moving.
You just completely cover the kid's head with it. Yeah. Terrified for a moment.
You mean Joe Green's that shit?
Please don't leave me here.
Come with.
We have a job to be done.
You have to
You
promise.
bring the kid along, it's your responsibility.
It is my responsibility. You have to promise to be quiet.
You have to feed him. You have to walk him. I won't be cleaning his paper at 3 in the morning.
We're going to get you out of here. We're going to save people. But you have to be quiet.
Okay.
Do not give me headache.
Do you know if there's someone else in this building behind me, on the opposite side?
I don't know.
Gilgamesh is gonna go over there and peek into and basically make the same offering.
The windows on this one are frosted over. They're not broken. You just saw the creature was pulling on the handle, but I never actually got the door open.
I attempt the door handle.
Okay, you realize that the skeleton's retarded and it's a push door. And it opens, but it doesn't go all the way. It's barricaded from the other side. You get about an inch of space. As you kind of poke your head to kind of look up, arrow sticks out of the wall just in front of you. Stay back, goddammit you!
I am alive, not dead. We're taking the skyport and getting people out of here.
No, you can't trick me. I've heard your damn lies before.
So leave him if he does not want to come. You can stay here and die for all we care. We have a job to be done.
There is a child here.
You're not pulling on my heartstrings, you fuck.
What can I do to prove to you that I am alive and well? Oh, wait, I know. Gilgamesh will take off one of his gloves, pull out a dagger, and cut his hand to show he bleeds.
If he bleeds, we can kill it.
It's quiet for a few seconds. What do you want?
Well, to help you, and honestly, any support we can in getting the ships.
I don't know shit about the ships. Just leave me here. I'm not coming with you.
We could also use an archer, honestly.
I fucking missed, if you hadn't noticed.
Well, even a single arrow is better shot that is better.
I
than
am
none.
not putting my life on the line for you lot, no offense. You wanna go fucking risking your hair for something, you go do it.
Alright. The undead in the immediate area are temporarily cleared. You may be able to make it back to the wall, but I can't guarantee your safety as much as if you come with us.
So you're tossing 100 gold into the house, Ian?
From the bag of returning.
Alright.
And I kind of say, do the undead deal in gold?
He already knows I'm alive.
Well, just kind of ease him out a little bit.
I said what I said, stranger. I ain't coming out there. I ain't arching for shit. I ain't going into the cold, and I sure shit ain't getting eaten today.
Rockfill's already scouting ahead. Quit wasting time. He doesn't come. He doesn't come. Can't rescue those that don't want to be saved.
I wish you luck.
I don't need it. I got a goddamn crossbow.
Can't hit shit.
And 100 gold.
I should warn you, there are drow coming eventually, too.
These dark elf pieces of shit. They'll have to fucking pride for my cold dead fingers.
And Gilgamesh will walk away.
Keep in mind
Keep the kid close to him.
keep in mind, you just gave that guy some intel that the Drow could get from him.
All the Drow would learn is that we know they're coming. I don't give a fuck if they know.
Hopefully by the time
we know.
Let's go.
Let's hope that they don't think they're trying to surprise us, and this pushes up their efforts, knowing that we know.
And that we know that they know that we know.
And then we know that they know that we know that they know.
Okay, so you guys start pushing further ahead through the street. Everybody go ahead and make another stealth check.
Okay, can I keep my god stealth check?
You can keep your god stealth check, because that was 2 natural 20s and it was meant to be.
Do you see what I posted in general?
You hid from the eyes of God for but a moment. No, I didn't see what you put.
Look.
Sorry, Sophia didn't see the picture, so she wanted to see it.
Those are really my hands. Hey.
Alright,
I know
so...
what your hands look like now.
You know what?
Well, she raised the fair question. She goes, "How did you take that?"
Wait.
That's easy.
That's a good point.
I
That's
will
easy.
leave that to
Stick
your
your phone.
imagination.
Guys, you stick your phone in your mouth, you look up, you take a picture.
Fair enough.
No, legit. I had it on a timer and I held it under my chin.
I was surprised it wasn't even partially obstructed by
that's
beard in
like
some
on
way, shape, or
Titan.
form.
Yeah, there was the first 3 attempts. That was the 6th attempt.
There's
I was
his
wondering why
security
it took so
cameras
long.
on the left.
Yeah, is that Slenderman and that security camera?
Now we know where you
There's
live.
somebody in your security camera.
Oh no!
It's the Wendigo. Alright, so you start pushing ahead a little more, going vaguely in the direction that the white seem to be headed. Go ahead and make another perception check as you walk.
All of us, or just Apocrypha?
23.
Just Apocrypha. Okay. You come out into a clearing and the storm breaks for just a second that you realize you are less than 100 feet from the skyport. It's dead ahead of you, just across this really big open square. Did you hear any of that or no?
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I notified the group of this, and I quietly go ahead.
Okay. You creep forward, crossing out into the open.
Right after you notify Gilgamesh of that, Gilgamesh is simply going to say, "Things could hide in this snow underneath."
You take that to heart, because walking in this area, you realize the snow is knee to thigh deep. And disturbed in many areas.
Wait, don't elves?
Probably wait for.
Wait, don't
us
elves
before you
normally can walk on top of snow? Like
That's a racist myth.
I've seen it in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings aren't my elves.
Wait, aren't you a wood elf? Can't you
Yeah.
do stuff with certain natural?
I can have a much easier time of hiding.
Hmm.
Hashtag not elf.
How much time does primeval awareness take again? A minute?
1 minute, yeah. If you
Wow.
want me to do it, sure. Hang on
Just
one
saying, it's something that could happen.
Give me 1 second.
And is it within 1 mile or 5 miles?
5 miles, but you told me I had learned to tone it down a bit, but I don't know to what degree.
Okay. I think we're gonna go back to the every minute you spend is another mile to a maximum of 5 miles.
That seems pretty fair.
And that works with the description of range it has of miles.
Before we keep going on, do you think we could take a quick 5-minute break? Oh,
Right as soon as he gets the result of this, we could take the break.
sweet.
So how far are you going?
Well, Apocrypha would only be concerned with the mission, not what's going on up beyond. So he's he's going to go for the lowest possible range to not overwhelm.
Okay, so within a mile of you, you begin focusing. You pick up fiends and humanoids, right? The fuck was that? Is that your sonar?
Yeah, that's
Beyond, it is calling for us all. We must follow.
So how far do you get? It's fiends and humanoids, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you ping on your sonar as you're focusing, trying to get the rhythm of the world, and your vision is being muddied. Your senses are being muddied, your supernatural senses. But what you do get is you feel it ahead of you, and what you know is ahead of you is the tower. You feel 10, maybe 15, somewhere in that range. That's how many humanoids are inside the tower. Spread throughout, it seems.
I would be able to tell the type.
Well, they're humanoids.
Damn. It's the same type of favorite.
Well, it's definitely humanoid, I can tell you that much. You focus. There's humanoids around you. Not many. You can feel a small group approaching you from behind, which you imagine is your party. You feel 1 or 2, 3, 4, 8, 24 scattered. Some of them in groups of 2, some of them single. Largest group you feel is 4, but that's a ways off. Some of them are moving, some of them are not, but ahead of you, where all the snow is disturbed, nothing seems to be hiding underneath it. Nothing humanoid or fiendish.
Right. I relay this to the group, although I omit the stuff about small groups of people around us.
Okay.
Worried we'll be good people.
And we can go ahead and take like a 5-10 minute break.
Okay, cool.
I'm more worried they're going to be more like the guy and either make too much noise or, not want to be saved.
So you tell us there's only 15 people in the skyport?
That I can tell.
Gilgamesh would simply say, well, then we can only take one ship. If even.
Well, we need to figure out how many people it takes to control one ship, and we can at least split the party in regards to flying the airship to the wall and then let somebody else take them. We need to get more people on both of them either way.
I do have one trick up my sleeve, still, for the airships. I have prepared a gust.
Hope we don't have to rely on that.
Well, I'd rather have the wind going our way than against our way. And we are going to have the same issue on the airships as the people on the walls were having.
Well, the druids weren't covering the walls. They're supposed to be covering the airships.
Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
What did that radar sound like? I can actually hear it. Oh wow, that's loud.
Is everybody back yet?
Hello. Is anyone there yet?
Naughty.
So just you're back so far?
I never left.
Have no fear, students. Because I am here.
Is everybody here yet?
I am back.
Okay, sound off. You guys don't know how to play this game, apparently.
7.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
You know you're in for a bad time when your rangers start thinking he's All Might.
Apocrypha's here, Gesh is here, Ian's here, Gilgamesh, and Jorgen.
For some reason, Fenrir's here.
Are you guys here?
I'm guessing Jorgen's probably going to be gone the longest because he's the one that had something to do.
Oh, oops. The Apocryph's entire backstory was on the front page. Let's hide that, shall we?
Epoch.
What's up?
Gilgamesh is back.
Yep. I think it would be hilariously fun if you and I played the typical elf-dwarf duo that's known each other for a while and just fucking hates each other for their races, but nothing else. I feel like that would be so fitting for you and I to play together.
I mean, we already kind of do that.
Yeah, but now you could be like, have an established background together.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'll kill both of you and we can try it out.
It's not like I hate you or anything, Baka.
Good full tsundere, both of us. And I was just like, you two should just get a bed already.
Jorgen, are you back yet? Jorgen. Jorgen. Barley. Closer. Bitch. It's a shame that plot line will never pretty much come to fruition now. Because Barley abandoned Barley.
Is it something you can tell us, or will it still come to fruition?
It might still happen in some way, shape, or form, but I mean, without Barley, it's going to be different.
Is he officially switching from Jorgen to Barley?
Like, he's fine with both
Probably
characters,
Jorgen.
but he seems to be prioritizing Jorgen.
He kind of wrote himself into a
fairness to
corner.
him. Yeah, in fairness to him, Barley's mission was to find his sister, and he did, so.
Fuck everything else.
Most of you guys have pretty basic backstories compared to, like, the other games characters, but that's because you guys learned a lot of lessons from this one.
Yeah, this was my first campaign ever, so I did a lot of things wrong with Gesh, but hey,
Here's
it's my mess of a character.
Here's a little bit better picture of my setup, which doesn't show my character sheet, which is on the right monitor.
You have the pickles out.
Don't forget the scented candles.
No, those are always out.
Is that just cheese on your desk?
Oh yeah,
Are
I'm
those
stacking on
just
crackers.
Craft singles?
I'm stacking on crackers.
I have to say, I think American cheese is just awful. I hate it.
Yeah, well,
I
when
cannot stand-
you've lived on it all your life.
I
Jorgen.
ate a lot of it as a kid, but now I can't stand this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks a
fantastic.
lot more
Okay.
yellow than it actually is. That's like a really dark shade on the thing.
Alright, Apocrypha.
What's up?
So, ahead of you, the square is open. What are you doing?
Nothing could go wrong if I just trudge forward unabated.
Wouldn't we have caught up in the minute he spent casting his spell? Or
Yeah, you could have caught up in that time.
where it is? Okay, because I wouldn't want him just walking out in this alone.
Should I throw a rock? I think I should throw a rock.
I'm against throwing of anything. It could be
Why throw?
breaking
What are you
stealth.
hoping to achieve by throwing a rock?
Something. Here's the rock go thump in the middle of the snow and jumps out of the snow, and then we know what we're dealing with. Instead of it
Sounds
jumping
very
out on us.
Can I wait? With being is a dodge action an action that anybody can take?
Yeah.
And since I'm a rogue level 2, I can stealth with a bonus action, so I could do both.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to, while stealth, proceed ahead, dodging and looking around for anything that might jump out at me.
Okay, so you're going how far out?
I'm gonna go pretty slow compared to how I've been going. Let's say 15 feet at a time.
Okay. Creeping forward. Despite how loud the blizzard is, you can't help but notice, like, the snow is just loud with each crunch. You're going forward and you're wincing each time. You're progressing. You've got maybe a fifth of the way there.
Nothing's happened. I'm assuming the group are following my tracks and do not lose sight of me. If not, I would relay this to the group. Follow my tracks. Do not lose sight of me.
Okay.
And we'll just proceed onwards.
Okay. You going all the way up to the main door?
Assuming there's no other viable ways in, yes.
Not that you know about. So you go.
I'm holding a green flame blade
Walk.
if anything jumps at us.
You guys are watching this clearing like hawks. The snow gets a little deeper as you approach the tower. Crunch. Crunch. There's a number of you now following in Apocrypha's footsteps, about 15 feet behind, giving it a safe distance as you crunch. Crunch through the snow. The wind blows and covers your tracks quickly, but it's a pretty prevalent feeling of being watched here. You're about halfway through the clearing now. Anybody doing anything different or proceeding?
I don't know if you did that or if that was just perfect timing, but for the sound to cut out and go silent, and then you say anything else, and the wind comes back. Perfect
So I'm
timing.
just continuing as normal.
Yeah.
Yep. Just holding an attack.
Everyone go ahead and make a perception check.
Yep.
My rolls today have been awful.
For 2 nat 20s, I can only expect a nat 1.
Ian and Jorgen, as you guys are trying to keep an eye out for anything that could be hiding or sneaking up, you guys notice another sound on the wind, something crunching. And as you turn around, very silently making their way towards you guys, about 100 feet behind or so, appear to be between 60 and 100 zombies just slowly moving towards you, towards the tower.
There's some slow company behind us.
Let's pretend like they don't notice and hope they go just as slow.
You see
Let's make it to the door
two figures on horseback, two more whites marching towards you guys. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, but they're heading with purpose towards the tower.
Alright, yeah, we gotta speed things up.
We're gonna hold that tower before they do.
Wait, but we know that the whites are the ones controlling the masses. If we lay in wait for them to come near us, because I don't think they've seen us yet, we could get the jump on them, kill the whites immediately, clearing the...
That's bad. Let's move now.
Was that coming from the whites?
No.
Where does it come from?
Everywhere, pretty much. You watch for the first time, the whites seem to almost get in a panic. And they immediately rear the horses, turn around, and move away with purpose as the zombies all slowly turn around and file and begin moving with more purpose away from the tower.
Possibly the drow are coming.
Move.
Yeah, I speed up.
We get going
now.
Okay, you guys run at a quick pace, heading towards the door.
To the tower.
Yep.
Okay, you arrive against the door. You kind of are you slamming into it? What are you doing?
No. I'm quietly trying to.
Okay, it feels like it's stuck.
I mean, I picked up the kid probably.
Stuck because
the kid is pissing himself. He is so terrified.
Stuck because of cold or stuck because of lock?
You're not sure. It might be locked. It might be barred.
I'm gonna check for the lock
kid,
and try
the
to.
The kid is beginning to cry.
I'm looking if there's. I'm gonna start calming the kid. All right, I have to focus on that. I can't shape water to the ice. It's all right. We're all right.
Apocrypha, tell me. Do I need to break this down?
The door is not locked, but it is.
I'll kick it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him.
Okay, so you're gonna start kicking the door?
Actually, are there any windows around?
They are off to the sides. They're frosted by nature, and now they're extra frosted over by the ice.
Alright, you know what? I'm helping out with this. Where is it?
I'm gonna. Can I attempt to lift the bar by freezing water under it?
Everybody hold. You begin slamming against the door, and you hear from the other side, "Come on in, you dud sons of bitches! I've been waiting for you."
Alive.
We're not dead.
He's alive inside.
We're not dead.
Prove it.
I hold out my still bleeding thumb again.
Why don't you prove it?
The door opens slightly so that he can see, and as soon as he sees, he rips open the door. "Get your dumbasses inside now!"
Now you prove you're not the dead.
Shut up, Dory, get it!
Well, not when we get inside, of course.
Everybody in.
Everybody runs in, and he and slams the bar back in place. You notice there's about 10 or so people in this main lobby area of the tower. And the man who opened the door for you recognize as Sky Captain. The guy that you had sailed with before, Riker.
There's a reason you're all on the ground.
Yeah, because the drow took the top floor.
Well,
we'll just have to take it.
They came in here, they killed 15 of us, and they went to the top.
Well, that's what we're here for.
We'll just go
Fantastic.
Take it back then.
You need to not move right now. You need to be exceedingly quiet and get down.
How many people's in the room?
Guest starts getting down, but he asks, "What was that sound?"
Hey, how many people are in the room?
Don't know, and that's the problem.
I recast Pass Without a Trace on everybody in the room that I can see.
Okay. All right. Everybody, you kind of get everybody enough, and go ahead. Everybody roll a stealth check.
Oh my god.
Everybody hunkers down and gets quiet. Riker starts to explain. "We've been holed up in here since this started. We had the top floors before, but they killed so many of us. They didn't seem to care about killing us. They just wanted something up there. I guess they wanted control, access. They let us live down here. But the dead have been coming in waves. We've been holding them off. Little ones, but I was expecting a bigger force to come. Did you see them?
100-something zombies and a couple wits, yeah.
White.
The fuck is a wit?
Apocrypha immediately correct.
Oh, a white. Okay.
Turns out when you kill those, the ones around them die.
And they turned, yeah, we figured that out, but the commander isn't always present, which makes the control over the other ones weaker, but, you know. Anyway, why did they turn around?
They heard
the horn went off.
What the fuck is the horn?
You didn't hear that?
The same sound.
The drow is my best bet.
No, wait. You didn't hear that? That loud horn noise?
We did.
That's why they turned around, no?
I don't know what the fuck the horn is, that's the point.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know either. Scared the wits, though. Whites,
Look,
whatever.
Besides you, anybody else here that can fly an airship?
You try to talk, but you realize the blizzard is getting louder and louder, like it's just raging now.
And then I go for silence. Everybody, pushing everybody to be quiet.
The windows begin to rattle slightly with how hard the wind is raging against it.
If I notice anybody not being stealthy,
there are two kids in the room besides the kids that you brought, and they begin to sniffle and cry.
I'm again comforting the kids.
Anybody know silence?
I'm particularly good at it.
You begin comforting the child, and he looks up to you with big sullen eyes, and there's just terror on his face, and he says, "Are we gonna be okay?"
We're gonna be okay. I promise that.
And from everywhere at once you hear,
touching.
And that's where we're gonna end this week.
No touch of the child. No touch of the child.
Stay away from the children.
Not touching the child.
Okay, I have to ask, does the voice seem familiar at all?
Oh, absolutely.
As... Well, who...
So the Revenant's basically now the Ice King.
Where is your light now, Crusaders?
Oh, fuck.
Hey, we get to fight the Lich King.
There's well. There's well.
So we're gonna have a force,
next week.
a retreating force, fighting him off while we proceed upstairs to fight the Drow off.
Fun.
Because fuck fighting this guy, we need to run for those airships.
There was one other option.
A GTFO everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you don't know what's going on.
You have to hold the line for 1 minute.
Yeah, no.
Anyone else beginning to think that flying an airship is wrong might be a little bit difficult?
We need an airship.
That's what the druids were for. They were
I like when the
carve us
retarded
apart.
barbarian finally realizes that wind currents might be a thing. But these things are pretty strong. You would know.
Gust of wind.
You would know.
I mean, we.
You would know mundane airships would have a problem in these conditions, but magical would be okay. And you know that Riker Thorne's ship, the Dauntless Phoenix, is magical in nature.
We also have two druids that are going to be covering for us.
We fly up closer to the storm, I can just hit it with my axe as well.
Kill the storm.
I'm going to hit the storm with my axe.
Jorgen versus...
You did set your clock back, right,
Call-
Simon?
Yeah, why?
I'm just curious.
He wanted another hour.
Yeah, I put my clocks back, but there are... I didn't know, honestly, which way you guys were going to go today, so I prepared for 2 different paths. Actually, 3 different paths. So this was the path that you guys went down, which was like the middleest, the most prepared option. Because I thought Gilgamesh's and Misuko's rousing speech would make you guys abandon Estacar, but I figured it wouldn't, so I prepared for this one a little more. But I don't want you to get into a fight with something right this second, because we'll be here until 2 in the morning.
I've got no problem with that.
I mean, we kind of are abandoning Estacar, but we need the airship first.
You're like, oh no, don't make no mistake. I don't give a shit about the city. I just want the airship.
Hey, I've actually wanted our group to have an airship for so long. I've always wanted an airship.
I hope you appreciate the name, Apocrypha, of the song.
Oh, the Blackwind House? Did you not see me roll?
Yeah, I figured you would. So I know the Blackwind House is from Chrono Trigger, and that is not the name of this song. If anybody actually wants the song, it's An Karanir Thanagor. Otherwise, you could just type in Arthas, my son.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I knew the airships was not going to be an easy fight, but we need them for almost anything we do.
Yep, and they definitely knew that as well. Which is why they dispatched the thing that even the dead fear.
Time to kill a god.
Well, you don't really know what's outside. You just know you hear a familiar voice.
I mean, I think I know who it might be, but...
It's the dude who used to be in your sword, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It's Vortic.
Wait, how did... Wait, what? I thought he was still in you.
No, I died to expel him from my body. Remember, I slit my own wrist? I slit my own wrist into the font so that the blood sacrifice could cleanse the sword, yeah. Which expelled her, but we never actually knew what happened to him, and I knew he was coming back, so...
Worst timing ever.
All y'all shitty stealth rolls.
I think he was gonna find us anyway.
I mean, if you guys want to take a look outside?
Sure.
Sure, why not?
If you manage to look out the window, what you would see is... One sec.
Where are you posting that? Love how nobody noticed the...
Which, notably, Gesh, is not the form you remember seeing him in.
No.
And the form that you saw him in was in his prime, so you don't know what this is out there.
And it's just him, right? There's no one else there?
One figure standing in the snow about 50 feet from the building.
I'm gonna take
Who wants to
Spandas.
fight that? Who wants to fight the drow?
I say we...
Split the party, split the party!
No, we
I
run
think
and fight.
we should all fight him. I don't think we should fight the drow until we're done. Because as they said, the drow have been letting them live on the bottom floor.
That is for you guys to decide. I know it wasn't super riveting, but you did get an instance of combat in this time. You spent more time than I expected planning again.
Well, we tried to get that
on
out
the map
of the way ahead of time, but...
Yeah, people were just... couldn't make the meeting.
Couldn't make the meetings. I will say, or ask rather, so to clarify, you guys want to take the tower, you want to take an airship, are you going to leave Estacar?
No.
Or are you going underground?
Apocrypha's plan, unless anybody's changed. See the yellow line, we take the airships, we go to the wall, or we go to pick up crews for 2, including Varric. And he gets in the one that can be the gunship, the covering ship, while the other one is the rescue ship. The rescue ship goes down to pick up people, gunship covers them. And we're on the rescue ship, so we can help with the Platinum Vigil. And then the Spire, we drop off at the Spire.
Minor issue. Like he said, we only know of one ship that's going to do well in these storms.
Which, yes.
We have the druids helping us through, though.
Yes.
They're making a path for us, aren't they?
I think the storm just got intense. Wait a sec.
Because this guy is nearby.
Guys, the storm just got intense. He just got nearby. I think we found our druid.
Seriously? History check.
What?
Be a druid.
He wasn't.
I mean, we did some research on him, but I don't think he was.
I mean, is he the source of our storm? Can I arcane check?
Sure, go ahead. 16. You don't know if he's the source of the storm, but you know he certainly brings a heavy storm. So
at least he's enhancing it.
He is definitely enhancing it in an aura around him. Ian and Gesh, go ahead and make a religion check.
Oh, because you know Gesh is amazing at those.
With advantage, Gesh.
Although nobody noticed the mouse pad.
Okay. Doesn't matter, Ian has
Oh,
it.
nice. Ian's natural 20. Ian, you know that powerful liches can channel their being through other creatures. What you're looking at, if you had to guess, you've heard horrible, horrible stories and legends, but you're probably looking at a Death Knight.
Well, guys, we might be looking at a Death Knight.
Why did Ian very briefly become Jamaican? Question mark?
No, that was like, I don't know, Puerto Rican or something.
Barbadan.
No, trust me, that is so far from Beijing.
Under the Death Knight.
So, you're, as far as you're aware, this is probably a Death Knight? You're not sure. But within his natural 20, it's a good start.
Probably a Death Knight, we're not sure.
Now you've become the trolls of World of Warcraft, so... Well, it's up to you guys to plan and figure out what you want to do next week.
Kill the Death Knight.
I mean, I thought you were gonna, like, bum rush underground, which is a good thing, so...
I mean, we are. We're just doing it with
Also, with that
better
retardedly high stealth, you did avoid at least one encounter, so...
Woo.
Well, next week, guys. I'll see you
Yeah,
then.
good session. Thanks again.
No problemo. Happy to do it.
Alright, I'll see you guys next week.
I'm still giggling about that. What happened? Where am I?
Talk to you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, check you guys later.
Leak?
I mean, that's the same joke. That's the same joke.